I always hate having to say my name.
Howdy, partners in wine. That was a great first first slide of the show. I'm Gitchegumi.
I'm Chrissy May.
And Devin Bacon.
We're here, Wine with the Wifey, episode 44. Let's get the music turned down there a little bit. There we go.
I do like this. It looks like I'm normal. And then I do like this. They're like, oh, there's the bacon.
Right. Where's the bacon?
The
bacon. You're the baconator.
The baconator. They serve me up at Burger King now.
Yeah, Wendy's.
It looks like I probably got like slathered on the stove or whatever they use in the back.
And then you jumped onto the...
Yeah, just put some butter on my stomach.
Fryer. You just need a little sidekick, a little person that got fried up too. Baconator Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have anybody lining up for that slot.
Well, just wait till summer when I get sunburned. I'll be the Baconator Jr.
Speaking of sunburn, like whenever we go down to Florida and stuff in end of January, I'm going to be like doped in copious amounts of sunscreen because they're like they're talking about like discoloration and all that stuff or whatever. And I don't know. I wouldn't really care that much on my arm. I mean,
You're going to be wearing those like sun suits.
well, the compression fitting that I have to wear on this thing doesn't protect against UV light, and you're just like, well, why wouldn't you do that? But I think it's to make it like breathable or whatever.
Oh.
So it won't. I still have to do like sunscreen first, then all the Eucerin cream and all that burn cream and all that shit, and then cover it with a compression fitting. And then throughout the day, I have to make sure and keep all the wrinkles and crap out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And then the fact that it's compression, it like forces your hand to like be like this. There's not like a whole lot of resistance. When you're trying to like play video games, it only takes about 20 seconds and your fingers are smoked.
Oh, I bet.
Or just that, or like, because it overlaps between, so it has the forearm piece and then the glove, and so there's about 2 or 3 inches of overlap.
Where it's super compressed.
And then that's the one of the severe spots is like right there in my wrist. So like throughout the day, it'll just like throb intermittently and stuff, and I'll have to like stretch it, move it around. I was like, oh, this shit is so annoying. So that's why I didn't wear it today.
I can understand that because I have compression gloves and ankle stuff.
To keep the swelling and stuff down or whatever when you're on certain medications.
Helps with neuropathy.
That's good. Yeah, this is supposed to cut down on, I guess, additional blistering, swelling. Because like when I pull it off in the evenings, I usually take it off about like 8 p.m. and stuff. It'll go kind of from like looking like this, where it looks kind of like the normal tension skin. And it'll all be wrinkly, and about 20 minutes later, it'll be all like puffed up and purple. Man, that cat's really going at it.
Yeah, cat's over here just going nuts.
But yeah, other than, I mean, that's mostly the update for me, other than a little bit of oozing from time to time or whatever. What's up with y'all?
I mean, I'm on duty today, so that's hence the soda and the not wine. Really been kind of busy. We went on a marriage retreat last week, so we didn't have the show, but it was awesome. So we got to go horseback riding and
Are you serious?
see the beach.
How far did y'all have to drive to do horseback riding? I haven't rode a horse since I was like 15.
It was Hilton Head Island. It was a 4-hour drive.
But I think I'm gonna sign Georgia and I up for like lessons near here.
Uh-huh.
Or yeah, Gitchegumi and I up for lessons near here, so that way we can just do it all the time.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, let me know next time you'll go if I'm not on a show or something like that or whatever. Like I said, I have not ridden. I'm from freaking Texas. And I haven't ridden a horse since I was like 15.
I know, right?
That's only like, I guess that was like the second time I rode a horse ever in my life.
I grew up with horses. I haven't ridden like for real since I was like married to my son's dad. So we had some like emotional trauma associated.
Oh, that was the litter genie.
No.
That's what it was. Cycle completed.
Yeah. Probably Sniffles, isn't it?
The new miniature additional friends that you all have, pretty damn cute, one, and second of all, they don't really seem all obnoxious either. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Other than hitting the green screen and whatnot and stuff.
I mean, they get pretty wild at night.
They seem like they kind of like mesh with all the other.
Yeah.
Other than Stormy.
Well, Stormy's coming
But
around.
yeah, she's coming around. So.
I mean, like, she lets them come up and sniff her now, and
Yeah, it's just somebody I gotta block.
oh, and then like Dahlia really likes Stormy. Like she follows her all the time, and if I'm taking a bath or something, Stormy has to be on the side of the tub. Well, then the kittens come up there because the kittens follow me everywhere. And so, then Stormy will follow me into the bathroom. That's her thing. She likes to be in the bathroom with me. And then the kittens come in because they're like, oh my God, Mom's in the bathroom. We're coming too. And then Stormy looks at them like, get out of here. This is my place.
You got the whole zoo in there and they're fighting.
Yeah, and then they're all like, we want to be near Mom. And then the kittens are always trying to get into the toilet. And I'm just like, dudes, you can't come into the toilet. Like, you just stay out of the toilet. And then the one kitten today climbed onto my lap while I was sitting in the tub. And Stormy was sitting on the side of the tub. And then the kitten was like going like this, like she was gonna start like something with Stormy, and I was like, no, don't do this while you're sitting on my lap. Like, not good. Yeah. I was like, we don't need a cat fight while you're on my lap. Dang it.
Well, would we like to crack this one
Crack
open?
it open.
Yes, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really done much of anything. I kind of was laid low for a while with that dang pain, and then I got a blockage on the weekend. Like it started on Friday, and then it just continued over the weekend because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna eat all this food that everybody else is eating, whatever, blah blah blah.
Start there.
Yeah.
And then
It's been a minute, okay?
you'll get it.
I'm a mechanic. I'll get there eventually.
And then by the time we got home, I was not going to the bathroom whatsoever, and I was like, wow, I'm in danger now.
That was the weirdest thing for like all the pain meds and stuff that they had me on, because they had ooh, this is just chewing this sucker up.
Oh, yeah, you gotta...
Well, you can't hold on to the arms.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta let them.
I'm an idiot. So the fentanyl, the oxy, gabapentin, like Tylenol, 800 milligram Tylenol, like every 4 hours or whatever. They're all like, yeah, well, here's some stool softener or whatever. And I'm all like, man, I don't want to be like having the runs in a freaking, nightgown or whatever in the hospital. So that's what I thought it was going to do. And then I didn't poop for 5 days. I'm all like, probably time. So then I took it. But then that was like 2 days before surgery, and then nothing really happened. I was like, well, this sucks. And I talked to the nurse, and they're like, well, I mean, it happens, as long as you don't go longer than, 5 or 6 days or whatever. Well, they couldn't take it the next day because that was like right before surgery. It's like, fine. Then get done with surgery, and then I didn't get to take it till I got home. And then, like, I'm sitting here with my mom for, like, 2 days going, like, I still ain't pooped. Like, this is bad. And then we went and got some mucin, or what is that?
Miralax.
Miralax and whatever. And I was just like, all right, we'll just take the normal adult amount. And, like, 2 hours go by. I'm like, man, I still don't even have, like, an urge, like, nothing. But I'm still on the oxy, everything else. I'm like, fine, I'm going to take another dose. Man, I was on the toilet for an hour and a half after that.
That was a good one.
Good job.
Just trying not.
Nice.
I ain't got the same grip anymore, so I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, don't let this slide out.
Good job.
There we go.
Yeah, so sometimes when I have to get scoped, I have to use that Miralax, and they want me to like pour like a whole bottle into like 64 ounces of like Gatorade or whatever. Well, I just won't. There's no way I'll drink Gatorade whatsoever. Like, the taste is like nauseous to me now. And so what I do is I just like get some like a clear soda or whatever, and I just pour a ton of it. I don't even measure. I just pour a shit ton in there, and I mix it up, and I just drink it down, and then I follow it up with a ton of water or whatever, and then I just sit on the toilet, sleep on the toilet, like do whatever.
That's what I did the first time. I was like, okay, you got to prep for your colonoscopy. 8 hours off and on all throughout the night. And they did the movie prep. So like they have the mixed jugs and stuff. A lot of people don't like the taste. And like, to me, about like, cause you do 2 iterations of it, right? And then you have to like take so many ounces every hour or whatever it is. By the time you're halfway through the second jug of the stuff, you're just so sick of just tasting the same thing. Like, to me, what do you call it? It has a tang minus the orange flavor.
Yeah.
Like, it's not nasty, it's not disgusting, you know, but by the time you're like halfway through that second, you're just done. You're just like so flushed, and yeah.
Did you get a headache when you were doing yours?
No, I didn't get a headache. Because he's just like, as long as I just kept up with like the fluids, because I drank water on top of it and stuff like that. So they, but then whenever you get cut off, like you get cut off at a certain time, where you're not supposed to have any additional whatsoever, and then that part sucks. Because I'm just not like, the AC's running.
Yeah, it
And
makes you dang cold.
then you're dehydrated because the AC just pulls the moisture out of the air. So I'm just all like, oh, this sucks. And then you get the phone call a fucking hour before your operation, be all like, COVID test, asshole. Shit. All right, cool. And then rescheduled, but then got burned. So they wouldn't let me do that on top of dealing with this.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, it wouldn't have
you
been
wouldn't
fun,
want to, yeah.
but I think I would have much rather just had it out of the way, because I hate like putting this shit off, and you're just like, it's on the horizon, you just want it done and over with. And that's the same thing with the stupid sleep study. Like, I tried to go in and get my part 2 from my flight physical before all this happened, and they're like, oh yeah, we need to go do a sleep study, but then they put in whatever you call it, outsource it basically off post.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to
Referral.
wait. So yeah, referral. So I didn't have to wait 2 months, because it's just the on-post one was just backed up. And then that had to get scheduled too. So all this shit's just postponed.
Why do you gotta get a sleep study then? Do you have apnea?
No, the doctor doesn't know. He thinks that he's just like, looks in my ears, looks in my nose, looks in my throat. He's like, oh, you look like you got a narrow throat or whatever. Do you have, you have a problem sleeping or snoring? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't slept in the same room as anybody for 10 plus years. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't wake up exhausted. I wake up just fine. And they're like, well, we need to do like, just close out my daggone part 2. Like, why in the last year, or I don't know, the 7 years I've been flying, nobody's ever said anything, and now your throat.
Because he wants to ruin your career.
Throat's a little.
That's the 82nd way. I mean, that's what happened with my office mate. They found one thing with him, and now he's just been on an endless strain of not being able to get his upslip.
Was that the one that just got W3?
4.
4?
Yeah. Yeah. He. I mean, he's been on a downslip long enough that they took his fly pay.
What?
Damn.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not even his fault.
No.
90 days plus.
A full year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess y'all's fly pay is regulated differently than the
Yeah.
non-rated.
Yeah. If you're on a downslip for a year, you can't have it. But if you're in a non-flying position with a maintained upslip, you still get fly pay.
Oh, so y'all's is whether it's upslip or downslip, whether you get flight pay. See, ours is.
So you get flight pay too?
I do. It's nowhere near what pilots and commissioned officers get. So ours is like, I'm an E5, so it's about $160 a month.
Does it go up when you get E6?
Yeah, it goes up by based off rank, and then you have to fly a certain amount. You have like a quota, like kind of similar to currency, but currency is actually a lot more lax than what, or no, currency is more strict than what flight
Why do you
pay
always gotta jump
requirements
on
are.
keyboards, huh?
So I think it's like you have to fly a minimum of 4 hours a month, but then you can cover forward a month or you can cover back 2. So say you could basically not fly if you flew like 16 hours 1 month, or no, you say you flew 8 hours, that would cover you for that month and the next month.
I gotcha.
But then say that like you went another 2 months without flying and stuff, but then well, I guess that 5th month you flew 16 hours. Well, then you had the 4 for that, and then you had 8 for the previous 2
Right.
months, and it would like basically cover the spread.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So
Well, that's kind of cool how that works.
it helps us cover us during like the holidays and stuff, because our air shows are kind of fewer in between, and then you're spreading that time between 5 people. So, and we only have 2 aircraft, 2 planes that we crew, so it's not like helicopters where it's just your mission is what
Do
your
you-
mission is year round.
Like during your training in Florida, do you fly a lot down there?
Oh yeah, you fly every daggum day. We usually will take both
Okay.
the larger planes down there. You'll have a morning crew chief and you'll have an afternoon crew chief. And then the demo teams and stuff, they'll just like this year we're supposed to do like 6 day weeks. So you only have like Sunday off, but they're doing it for like 6 weeks. Whereas my first year here it was like 8 weeks, and then you did 5 day weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they'll fly. You start off at freaking, 09. You show up at 7, 2 hour prior. Prep the bird, do all your stuff, set it up, and then bus will show up, and you freaking taxi over to the wall. Jumpers will load up, and then you go take off, dump them out, come back, land. And by the time you land, you get back to that wall, the loading spot. The second demo team will be ready to load, and then you just do this round robin until you do about like 3 or 4 hours. And if we only have like one plane or say like one crew at that point, then you'll shut down and do like refuel. They'll take like a break or do lunch or something. And then after that, like starting around like noon, the second crew will start they'll come in at like 10 o'clock and start prepping the second bird. Or if you're using the same bird, then like you'll shut down, take refuel or whatever, grab lunch real quick or whatever, and then go back out and crank back up, and then run till about like 2 or 3 o'clock. So basically till
Can
the jumpers
family
get
go
tired.
watch?
Not really down there. It's tricky because before COVID, you could just have escort, get visitor passes, and people would just let themselves on. You could pre-coordinate that stuff, or somebody could go meet them at the gate, and bring them in. Now it's a much bigger situation and stuff. Like for my mom, just to drive me on post, to take me to my appointments and stuff, or take me up to the hangar so I could do all my paperwork and stuff because I couldn't drive. Oh yeah, we had to go to the freaking visitor center, and she had to give like driver's license, like truck registration, like all this stuff or whatever, and then she had like a 30-day pass, and then I still had to be with her. Like it was,
Dang.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was gonna say, just tell them that your little sister's gonna come see you and we'll drive down.
I mean, I don't know where you would park, but you can watch Sky. Like the isn't very big. Homestead is not like where from the gate to like where they jump and land is not like.
Is it in southern Florida?
It's Miami by about an hour.
Oh, okay.
It's way down
Way
there.
down there.
Cool.
It takes about 12 or 13 hours to drive from here to there.
Cool. Stop in Jacksonville, see my cousin.
Yeah, it's still like 3 hours from Jacksonville to.
A little bit more than that, because Jacksonville's up towards the
Yeah, it's
top.
the
like-
northern part of Florida.
Yeah, you get through South Carolina and Georgia like real quick. It goes by a blink of an eye, and then you're like, "Oh, Florida! Oh, we're getting close." 8 more hours. It's like driving through freaking Texas.
Yeah, Texas takes forever. That's what we're on the. If we end up going there, we're gonna be on the west side of Texas. So we're gonna drive all the way across Texas.
Oh, y'all going Bliss. Oh, well.
We'll get to see your
El
family.
Paso and stuff like that is like pretty close. The only downside is like if you leave that town, if you leave El Paso, it's like 4, 5, 6 more hours before you really hit another significant town or city or anything like that.
Yeah. We're excited because we'll be within like 10 hours of, we have friends that live in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, and it's 9.5 hours to get there.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
So that's like a long weekend. You drive down there and hang out with them for a few days.
And Braden goes to Texas every year, so that would be cool. He goes and sells his cattle, and I think he sells sheep down there. So I can meet up with my son.
Yeah, we'll be able to catch up with him. Keep a room at the house for him.
That's cool. Yeah, I think Texas is 12 hours from west to east at the longest points, and about 12 hours from like almost like north to south.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know it take us, like my granddad used to live in Houston, and then we lived, Amarillo or whatever, and that's about 11, 12 hour freaking drive.
Dang.
And then he moved to Kansas City and it went down to 8. So like I can drive across, go through 2 states. And that drive's not too bad, but getting into Kansas City traffic sucked ass.
Yeah, I have my best friend from years ago. She lives in Kansas City. When I lived in Evansville, we used to meet in St. Louis.
Still not as bad as freaking here though. Like as soon as you hit North Carolina, my mom's like, everybody's going 20 over.
Yeah.
Just straight off the bat.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no way to drive safely in this state.
Oh no.
Because if you're doing the speed limit, people are riding up your ass and like swerving around you. I've had people pass me on the like shoulder, like just.
Yeah.
And
they don't even know how to maintain their lane either. They're always like on the line or like 2 wheels over or something, like not sure. I don't know where to go, and then they'll stop almost to like 5 miles an hour, and then they're still like 100 feet from their daggum turn, and you're just creeping along. Boom! There's the light red. Like,
yeah.
It is 40. Like, you hit 40 and you hit brake when you're like 20 or 30 feet away, and then you take that 90 like you're a NASCAR driver, motherfucker, you get out of my way.
Yeah.
No, they don't do that.
Oh, Tara just put Cody down.
Oh.
That's for the best, though.
Yeah.
That and they don't
He was.
they don't let you over either.
Oh yeah. It's
Like if it's just straight steady lane, everybody's hanging out in the left lane or the right lane, be like, you have to put your nose into it. You're like, blinker, hey buddy, my blinker's been running for 10, 15 freaking seconds. Like, suck it up and get out of my way, because I'm going. Like, you freaking, it's the reason why the small cars are all beat up around here. That in the first year and a half I was here, like it takes me 20 minutes to get to the hangar. Like at least 10 minutes of half of that, or 15 minutes of that is just driving on post, going through Riley to get all the way to Pope. And for the first year and a half here, I saw a bad accident, like a fucked up accident every single day. Either going in or coming out, one of the two, but every single day I saw at least one bad freaking wreck. For the first year and a half I was here, I was like, this place is fucking insane.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. And the thing that's nuts about it is, like, you run the calculus on it, and there's no benefit to the way that people drive around here. And I was actually...
Helps my anxiety.
I was on this, I'm on this subreddit called Idiots in Cars, and, like, some of the shit on there is just like, yeah, I can see that happening in North Carolina. But there's, like, there was one where this truck, like, he got into the left lane was going too slow, so he got into the right lane was going the same speed as the left lane, so he went onto the shoulder, passed the car, went, and then like swerved across 2 lanes, clipped the back end of a van, spun him around, and someone in the comments was like, well, what are these people thinking? Like, what do they think they're gaining? And it was actually a accident attorney chimed in and was like, for what it's worth, I'm an accident attorney and I defend a lot of these people, and most of them have no idea. why they did what they did.
Probably just impatience, road rage.
Well, it's emotional. Yeah, people get emotional when they're driving. It's
You
just
see,
like
you see like I have to constantly calm myself down all the time because I'll see that asshole in front of me, right? Okay, it's 45 miles an hour and he's going 30 because he's lost. As if we don't all have one of these, like this, hey, put in your damn destination and stuff. But no, it's like they're sightseeing at a fucking amusement park in the middle of freaking 4-lane traffic, just head up their ass. You're like, dude, you're blocking the whole daggone thing. And then so you start building up this anxiety and your rage or whatever, and then you're that guy that slams on the gas, swerves around him, didn't bother checking your blind spot, knocked these 2 freaking cars out of the way, and it just the whole 20 over when it's like 55. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. But if you're on a major highway, why the fuck is it 55? Like, you don't have an exit after an exit after an exit. Like, why is it 55? Like, you're just wasting everybody's time.
Well, it's a holdover from the 70s.
Well, it's true. That's one thing I do like about Texas. Be all like, hey, safety ratings have kind of gone up. Vehicle capabilities have gone up. And I'm not saying, hey, let's make it an Autobahn by any means, But, like, hey.
Man, if it was an Autobahn in America, we would die. Everybody would die.
Oh, hell yeah. But,
Nobody knows how to drive.
Like, going just down Riley, it goes... You get on post, you get out the gate. Okay, I understand. Slow through the gate, no big deal. But then there's not, like, when you go through Riley Gate, you don't come into freaking, what is it, Yadkin Gate.
Yadkin, yeah.
That's like your next, stop. Well, that makes sense for it to be 30 or 40 miles. No, it's fucking 25. And then you get past that light, and it's 25 again, and there's still not another exit till you get to Gruber.
Yeah.
And that's... 4 lanes? It turns into 4 lanes of traffic. It's like, why do we have 4 lanes of traffic
to go 25
to go 25 fucking miles an hour? Like, you could kind of step that up. I'm not saying, hey, let's make it 55 through post. That's ridiculous. But 40, 30, most neighborhoods.
At the same token, it's called All American Highway. I get that it goes through post, but it's a highway.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand that at key points when you have major intersections, right? Like, you got like shopping center after shopping center or something like that, like Riley on the outside, going past like Morganton, 35, 40 miles an hour. I get that. There's a lot of ins and out and parking lots and lights and stuff like that. But when you ain't got you got a whole stretch of nothing, why are we going 25 miles an hour? And then nobody goes 25 miles an hour. Everybody is going 50 or 55. Then we get all these emails going like, if you get caught speeding more than 5 miles over, your on-post driving privileges are going to be revoked. You're like, okay, well, then that just fucks up the whole daggum operation to begin with. Why don't you just go, fix your fucking roads? Because they don't make any damn sense, and you don't keep them paved for shit half the time.
Oh, yeah.
And then third of all, bump up the speed limit in places that it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And... my favorite on-post stuff is when lanes magically disappear.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, it took me forever
no warning.
No warning. You're just like going in and just no sign, nothing.
Yeah, all of a sudden the right lane is gone. I'm like, wait, hold on. Everybody else knew this but me. Mm-hmm. And they're not letting me in.
And then you're just fucked. Like, you could tell the new people who are not like the transplants that have not been on there because they're just sitting at the end of that road going like, how the fuck am I going to get over now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or they're like, oh shit, I thought I was in this lane. And then you come out of a turn, right? And then it's just dead end straight. There's trees covering shit. You don't see that light coming.
Yeah.
And then you're just fucking screeching brakes to that sucker and then swerving over 3 lanes because, it takes out 2 or whatever. It's like somebody dumped a bowl of spaghetti upside down and said,
the other thing I learned too is that in North Carolina there's no requirement for driver's education. So people are getting their driver's licenses with just taking a written test.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
They do have to do a road test also, but they don't have to take driver's ed. They can just read the book, pass the test, and then take a road test.
You don't have to take driver's ed in Minnesota.
No?
No.
Oh. Well, I took it.
That's weird. I had to. So we didn't do the driving portion with the school. We did like the driving practice or whatever. Like I had like a driver's permit, and my parents did that part. But the the manual and all the, book training or whatever, that was done with the high school and like after school or whatever. And then whenever I want to say, I don't think I actually took a driver's test. Like I knew I took the written test, but I think there was like an exemption to actually taking the driver's test, having me going through this program or whatever and stuff like that. Like I had to do like X amount of hours and stuff. And then for like the exam, like my parents just basically like, yep, he can do this. Yep, he can do this. Yep, he can do that. I don't know. It's been so long. I did it when I was like 17. So.
Well, that's the other issue is that, we take a driver's test when we're 16 and then we're never tested on it again.
Right.
Well, I had a farmer's permit when I was 14, and then
You didn't take driver's ed, you had a farmer's permit.
Yeah, but I mean, I still I would have to get my license, like my regular license,
Yeah.
And so then I just went and got my regular driver's test or whatever. Like I had to pass the written and then pass the driver's portion, and then I had my license.
I think at the very least, because like traffic laws and different things or whatever, they don't change that often, but they definitely change per location, right? Mm-hmm. So like if I have a driver's license route I got in Texas, and then I moved to Georgia, well, if I've lived there for 6 months or more, and I'm employed there or whatever, I just go and turn it over to a Georgia driver's license. But I don't take any kind of tests. And the thing is yes, there's like federal traffic laws, but there's also individual state laws.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I want to say 90 to 95% of the time, they are the same. There's just minor exceptions here and there. And a lot of that, I think the major differences are just for like CDLs and stuff like that, not necessarily for your Class A's. They still don't even require, hey, review this.
Yeah.
Like a reading card.
Like when I got my North Carolina license, I didn't have to take a test. But this is weird. In South Dakota, where it's super easy to get a conceal and carry, I had to take a test.
And in Minnesota, when you try to get your driver's license back, they were like, well, you're going to have to take a driver's test.
So I was like, what? I got to take a test here? I was like, what?
I don't necessarily believe
it.
trying to do like a driver's test, because that's just going to, you have millions of drivers and stuff. That's going to backlog a lot of shit, and people need to get to work.
South
Not
Dakota
like, oh
has
fuck,
nobody.
I gotta wait 2 months before I can get a freaking driver's test. Well, now I'm fucked. Shit like that. But I think when you, at the very least, because Texas, for getting renewing your license is 6 years, every 6 years up until a certain age, and then it's every 5 or something like that, or as you get older, you have to get it more often. But doing that reading card file like we do for flying or whatever, when there's certain changes, significant changes that come out, or you're on a quarterly review, and just saying, hey, when you go into review, at least review the take these things are as advanced as they are or whatever. Okay, hey, cool, go to the state website and pre-fill out.
And just do a review.
They were pretty chill about it. They gave me the booklet and they were like, you want to just look this over for 20 minutes and then try the test? I'm like, okay. And then I passed it. So then I was like, cool, I got my license. Mm-hmm. They printed it out right then and there because that was back in the 90s. And I was like, I got my license.
See, I didn't even have to learn how to
is,
parallel park, because there's no parallel parking in the Texas Panhandle, really anywhere.
Well, you have the option of skipping it in Minnesota.
Oh, do you?
If you ace the rest of the tests, you can skip your parallel parking and you'll still pass.
That's interesting.
They didn't give me the option. I passed everything.
Well, they're not going to give you the option. You have to say, I'm not going to parallel park.
They didn't even tell me that.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
It's just something that if you had gone to driver's ed, they would have told you that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But no, it's I don't know,
The
it's
exception, though, is school bus. If you have a school bus endorsement, you have to take the test every year to keep it.
Well, you missed out on
And then
that.
you have certain...
I mean, I could take I still have the endorsement. Every time I go to get my license in Minnesota, they're like, do you want to take the school bus test? And I'm like, haven't looked at it in 10 years. I don't want to take it. And they're like, you just got to take the test. You get your...
Well, in commercial, your
bus.
CDL and stuff, because you'll have certain endorsements like doubles, hazmat, all that stuff or whatever. I think you have to... I think in Texas you have to review this
I don't
shit.
have my wallet on me, but I have an air brake, hazmat, and I think that's it. Just air brake and hazmat, and passenger bus and school bus endorsement. The school bus is lapsed because I haven't taken the test, but everything else is. I could drive a city bus. I get a job as a city bus driver, or a semi-truck driver.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
And I haven't touched a semi since 2005, so that's kind of scary.
Well, I don't know. Imagine what the driver's ed's going to look like when everybody's using the self-driving car. I did read an article that said this girl was driving a Tesla, and the instructor was like, it was kind of this weird thing. It's like, because something with the car restricted her from being able to complete the test, and that instructor ended up was like forced to like fail her because she couldn't do, I guess, what was it, like parallel park or some type of maneuver because of the capabilities of the car, like all that automated like self-parking bullshit or whatever.
What?
Something.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, she couldn't complete it because of, I don't know, I think it was like some anomaly or some shit or whatever. But I was just like, well, get to see more of that as the years go on.
Well, that's just a demonstration of the bureaucracy involved with any sort of government.
It refuses to update itself until that's absolutely forced to.
Yeah, it's just like, FAA's like, hey, we're doing everything RNAV, and the Army's like, no, you guys need to keep your ground-based nav aids for us. It's like, what?
Well, in the Mike model, it still doesn't even have, like, it has GPS capabilities, but it's not been certified.
Well, so we have a mod now called the FANS, Federated Aeronautical Navigation System, and that allows us to, in fact, I'm doing an RNAV flight on Monday, but it doesn't couple, and you can't get anything on the TAC map. You only get readouts on the nav display.
What do you mean it doesn't couple?
So I can't load up with the ground-based nav aids. I can tune into an ILS and couple it to the flight director, and the helicopter will fly itself down the glide slope and everything like that. I just monitor. But with the FANS, there's no coupling. So it'll give me turn guidance and it'll give me glide slope, but I have to hand fly it.
So it's turn-by-turn directions by Google for your helicopter?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool because if you have like a holding pattern, it'll
Can you sign in?
steer you into the holding pattern and everything.
Well, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, it just seems a little ridiculous. Like, we have the GPS capabilities, just like our planes freaking couple. I mean, of course they're commercial planes to begin with, but I don't know. Army gotta make everything stupid.
It's true. Army takes everything fun and makes it suck.
Yup.
Embrace the suck.
Now we got his freaking bots watching the show.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that Steven Perez would come in. I could mod him, but he's out doing his walks.
Oh.
Still? It's a long ass
he
walk.
said he was going for a walk.
I know, he told me at 7:45 he was going for a walk.
Yeah. I hope he's all right.
I know, right?
Oh, I meant to tell y'all that Mom had a really good time for
Cool.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we
Good.
enjoyed having her here.
We liked it. We
Yeah,
like
I
having
your,
people.
I like
'cause
your mom.
We always make so much food. It's
Well,
nice having good people around.
the nice thing is like growing up, I just had a track record of having like my taste in friends. My parents absolutely did not like.
That's funny.
I picked the worst people as like friends and stuff. I've gotten better at picking people that I get along with now that I'm older. Because I don't, it's like, oh, I'm so worried about trying to impress people. You just pick the shittiest human beings, And your parents see it way before you do. But
Well, yeah, but then you don't want to listen to him because you're like, whatever, Mom.
no, I definitely went through all that stuff, and then.
Yeah.
But it's nice now that like I still have like a little bit of, I guess not really call it PTSD for real, but trauma, I guess, a little bit of brainwashing, thinking like any of my friends my parents are not gonna like, and so I get like a little bit nervous whenever I introduce my family to like my friends, even though there's nothing wrong with my friends, but there's just a little bit of something about like,
out.
oh, let's see how it's gonna go, and then you're like, "Are you okay, Mom? Are you having a good time?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. Let me chill. Friends are cool." But,
Chill, man, chill.
yeah, but she actually wanted
Bro,
to say
be
that
cool. She's like trying to calm you down. 'Cause
Yeah. No, she's just like, it took her a minute to, like, when we were talking about coming over and stuff, to remember that she had met y'all already, because we did, like, the whole, like, VR party and all
Yeah.
that dinner and stuff over at the apartment. And then we come over, like, she thought Sydney was a hoot. Like, and then, but yeah, I mean, she had a good time. She's like, I felt kind of bad because I passed out on the couch. I'm like, well, we were there for like
She did?
six. Yeah, she snoozed for about 20 or 30 minutes
That's
on the
funny.
couch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, we'd also been up since, like, I don't know.
Forever.
Yeah.
You'd
We got-
already done a Thanksgiving too, and
Yeah.
the turkey was probably hitting you.
Yeah, that tryptophan or whatever it's.
Yeah.
whatever.
But no, she had a blast. Like, it took it. We both got home and slept all through the night. Like, it was definitely a good day. It was nice just to be able to take my mind off bullshit and stuff. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's always good.
My friend is gifting me.
I mean, the good thing is we got a guest room now, so if you get a little too much wine in you,
Well,
keep the cats out of there.
yes. You? Oh, do you?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
dope.
keep the door closed.
Yep.
We'll have to try that out if I get a little.
A little snookered.
Yeah, but it's still good to know that now I'm going, like, I have the, I know I have the option.
Yep.
And I'm not like, oh, well, what time is it? I gotta cut myself off, and then you're kind of pushing yourself in the wrong direction, because you always have that blind confidence, and it's like the worst whenever like you're coming down, and you're like, oh no, I'm totally like 100%
Yeah,
sober.
because you're tired, and then you also have a little bit of buzz still in you, and
Yeah,
I mean, you make it home every single time too. You're like, oh, no big deal, but all it takes is that one time where like you forget a fucking blinker or.
I mean, I have been not to condone any of this, but I have made some poor decisions in that front in my life.
well,
Definitely
I
not
have
proud
been
of
like
it, but-
buzzed, not even like flat out drunk. Like I've had like been just super tired and had one drink, and then because my sight is really bad at night because my
Oh, yeah, yeah.
stigmatism, I have literally gone onto the like highway the wrong way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
Damn.
not good. And then been like freaked out, like, oh my god, what if I got pulled over? They would have thought I was a drunk or
I've
something.
never
Yeah.
done that, but I don't know. In my 20s, it's just fucking Texas Panhandle. There's not even fucking traffic there. It's not like the stadies don't know what you're doing, anyways. Especially when
Venom,
there's-
hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up? Our first guest of the evening.
That's
Venom,
right.
where are you from?
Heck yeah,
He's a new guy too.
Venom's kind of
Or
a
he
cool
or she.
name.
that is a
that's
cool
dope.
name. Venom number 251.
That means there's 250 before Venom.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like a stormtrooper.
What?
Maybe. Yeah, they're all
No.
clones.
Oh, okay. So a friend of mine that was stationed here for quite a while or whatever, it wrote a book apparently,
yeah?
and I can't remember when he wrote it, but anyway, he's sending me a copy of his book, and I'm gonna read it and.
Oh, you're gonna beta read it?
Yeah, and he's gonna autograph it for me because I was like,
Oh,
please
that's
sign
cool.
it for me.
Heck yeah.
But it's already like in our library for Kindle Unlimited.
Oh, cool.
I just added it, but he's sending me the hard copy because I like hard copy books.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited because he wrote it after one of his deployments, I think in 2012, and I'm not exactly sure what the book's about, but I'm gonna find out.
Cool.
So now I have two friends that wrote a book after one of their deployments.
Did you ever end up watching that? The Marine that took videos and stuff. He was a combat cameraman in like 2010, 2011. It's called did a video called Combat Obscura.
No,
I
I
think I
didn't see that
remember
one.
mentioning it to you guys.
No, but I want to.
Yeah, it is. There's like no context. It's just like clips, scenes back to back to back. But then, so it's kind of like they just present it to you. It's like take it however you want.
Yeah,
But
kind of like Restrepo.
I don't think I've seen
but
that
a
one.
combat camera.
Yeah, so it goes, what's crazy is like, so it'll go through like some funny stuff, like just, hey, this doesn't pertain to anything. And then it'll go, all right, cool, now you got some blood and gore and stuff. And then it kind of like, so you kind of do this up and down trip or whatever between like serious and humor. But even the humor part, like if you're just a civilian though,
You
like,
wouldn't get it.
oh, hell no. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like freaking
Oh,
smoking,
yeah.
smoking weeds and whatever, cracking jokes about shooting a shopkeeper that was unarmed. And,
Yeah.
you know, the it's basically showcases the fucked up part about combat that,
Well, yeah,
that nobody's going to show
Messes
you.
up your head. I mean, that's.
I get
it
it.
was hard for
He
me
like,
to
he
watch
waited a
Estrepo for that reason.
He waited a whole year because he thought the Marine Corps was going to come after him for putting it out there. Like they presented it, hey, you know, what do you have to say about it? They declassified all the footage and stuff for him, but then they're like, oh, well, we're going to put this out in the world. And immediately the Marine Corps came back and was like trying to put a stop to it and stuff. And so he waited out for like a whole year, going through all the litigation and all that stuff or whatever to see whether they had like anything to stand on to get him on. And come to find out they didn't.
Well,
So,
no, it's free speech.
yeah.
Well, sometimes I want to watch things because my experience in the military is so different than his, and then also being law enforcement, like, you know, I feel like I'm just, I don't know, I'm really morbid, and so I'm just interested in seeing things that I didn't get to experience, you know, and I want to like try to understand a bit more of like what he went through. But I feel like I can't watch it because I don't want it to affect him. Like, I don't want it to trigger him. And so then I don't, like, get to watch that stuff, you know? Because, like, my deployment was, like, is more peacekeeping. And then I did have PTSD from that because I was in firefight. And that was, like, pretty freaking crazy, you know?
I didn't see anything
I mean,
gnarly on my one deployment or whatever. I feel like it was kind of really easy going for the whole 8 or 9 months. I mean, because it's really on the back end of all the major push and all that stuff. They basically, the enemy was just hiding out for the whole year. They kind of figured
Well,
us
we weren't
out.
really doing anything.
Yeah,
When we did fly, we were taking Afghans to go do whatever they
go do their bit and stuff. But like with us being aviation, you see so much of that world from 2,000 feet or above.
Well, I tell you, it was a different like.
Was it a shock to you
Flying
going
over?
from infantry to aviation?
Yeah, like flying over the top of the cities, it was really striking because when you're walking around on the streets, it seems like a hot mess.
It
Like
does.
there's no order, there's no rhyme or reason, but when you're flying over the top of it, it looks like what you would think of a city block would look like.
So, like, for me, when I was in Haiti and I was in the thick of it, I felt like my body was a buzz. I felt like I was fire hot. Like, every part of me was just, like, fired up. And I was constantly, like, looking everywhere, like, knowing everything around me. Like, I was so alert. It's crazy. And
I felt like I was getting micro doses of actual combat, like not like actual, you know. But like when you do like your infill, right? You come in, pick the LZ, and you have all this stuff going on around you or whatever, you know, loom rounds, bombs dropped, all that stuff, go in, and then, you know, you're letting your guys out. Like, that's the most intense part for a crew chief.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, okay, crap, I got my machine gun in my hand, you know, laser and stuff. There's no line of sight, right? You got to point, pray, and spray
Right.
if you have any kind of bad guys, but you have to pay attention to, like, okay, where are my guys at? What do they look like? Are they in my, you know,
frame of reference.
you know, you where you line of fire and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, crap. Well, they're coming across, even though they know not to do that. Crap, well, now I can't provide any kind of cover fire. I think the last one I did, you were actually on that one.
Well, that was the one I think that we took rounds off the.
Nose. It came off. Y'all said it
Nose,
came off
yeah.
about 100 meters outside the rotor disc of the front right.
Yep.
But where it was coming from was actually directly beneath my seat. And so I didn't see a muzzle flash, like I didn't see nothing. Like we're 50, 100 feet off the deck.
You
like
guys didn't get anything for being shot?
well, the thing is it didn't make contact with the aircraft.
Well, it would have been enough, but both me and Chris talked about it, and we're like, we just want to forget that happened. So
To me, too, because one, watching stock, go through the hassle and the bullshit he went through because he didn't pull the trigger on that one op or whatever, which was a good call on his part, because once you see the footage, you'll be like, no, he made the correct decision. But the amount of shit he went through between the end of the mission up until the actual briefing, which was like, I want to say about a week or two, like, he caught so much freaking peer pressure and shit, you know, basically getting called a freaking coward because they're like, oh, well, you're not protecting us. It's just all like, we had 2 ROEs for that entire 8 months.
Oh, it was super
and then
confusing.
and then we had like pretty much all of our actual experience was either with pilots who had been prior infantry, or you know,
Ranger or
combat
something.
arms or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you had like, I don't even know if either one of our platoon sergeants had actually, like, I mean, they'd been on deployments, but they'd been aviation the whole time, right?
They didn't have ground experience.
And so, like, some of them, like, you know, they were either dependent on what time of year that they did their stuff or how long their tour was. Like, just the experience that you needed to actually draw from to give you a better idea of when was right or wrong to pull the trigger, it wasn't there. There was a huge vacuum.
Huge gap.
So everybody's like, you know, of course, rightfully so, they're scared of making a bad call. And then also when you have people giving you shit over, you know, you hear this guy giving a hard time to this guy because he did or didn't, you know, do such and such in a situation, where you're like, well, fuck, if I make the wrong call, these people aren't going to have my back.
Well,
They're
and the
gonna
legal
put
brief,
me on blast,
the
right?
legal brief doesn't help either.
Oh no, it just puts a fear of God in you every time. Every 12 hours you get another daggum mission brief. Be like, you're gonna go out, you do such and such and such. This is what's gonna happen, and then when you go and do it, it is nothing what you briefed.
Right.
Well, I'm talking about the legal. Like when legal comes and talks to you about the law of land warfare,
Yeah.
and it tries to explain to you the ROE, it did not help. Like when I was in the infantry,
It was vague as fuck.
When I was in the infantry, the ROE was like, well, if you feel threatened,
Pull the
shoot.
trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, shoot him. If you feel threatened, shoot him. That's it. That's the ROE. But on this thing, it was like, well, if you're on this part of the mission, you can't shoot back. But if we're doing this particular operation with these people, then yeah, it's kind of like up in the air.
The major difference that I like, because I really had to sense, I forgot who it was. It was one of our intel analysts or whatever and stuff. I was like, explain to me the major difference between the two of them, because there was one base to be like, hey, if it's like hostile threat versus hostile action, right? So that's kind of vague in itself, but for the most part, kind of sort of self-explanatory. But then whether you could back up your buddy. So say that, like, you know, somebody like a Italy or Great Britain, you know, they're out there, but they're engaged with this enemy. Depending on what mission they were involved in or which mission you were involved in, was whether or not you could back them up. Like, you could provide, you know, cover fires, support to those.
Each brief, you had to specify which ROE you were operating under.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, we're under this ROE, so if we go out there and the Brits are in trouble, we can't help them.
Can't do shit.
And now we're under this ROE, so if they are in trouble, we're expected to help them. This is like super confusing.
But then also those ROEs, some of the old stuff, so when they started getting a little bit more stricter and stuff, they figure it out. One, they know Apaches are those are the only aircraft they're really afraid of, because it's the only aircraft out there that brings the hurt.
Yeah.
And then they also know that if they go inside a building but stop firing at us, we have to, like, because you don't know what's inside there.
Right.
It's also the same thing with vehicles. So, like, you don't know if there's women and children or nothing in there. You don't know. And then on top of that, like, you can, if they're shooting from it, you still have to be able to see the guy in some form, right? You know, if he's just, you know, you just see a muzzle out or whatever, pointing, like, you really can't, you still can't engage, really. You know, you have to do your best to, like, get out of the line of fire or whatever. And then also, like, what is it? Appropriate retaliation type measures, you know. It's the reason why we don't do 50 cals on helicopters really anymore, because that's too
much.
Well, because you shoot through the wall and the 6 people behind it, and I just stop at the wall, which that makes sense. But it's just all those, like, those different things. And so I don't know, like, I mean, I don't lay in bed at night wondering whether I should have pulled the trigger or not, like, but I definitely felt the peer pressure after that mission, and I would, if y'all had turned that shit in and I'd have got a freaking cab for that shit, I'd have felt like a piece of shit for that cab. Because like, the other Matt, the other crew chief, he came and asked me, he's just like, hey, all of us have cabs already. Like, you're the only one that doesn't have one. So like we can kind of see the room where we can like make this happen for you if you want it. But to me, like, I'm not chasing fame or
You're
glory.
not chasing glory, yeah.
Oh fuck no. Like if I got it and I earned it, okay, fine. You know, I'll wear it with pride. Cool if I did the thing. But like, oh, because a dude shot somewhere in the vicinity and we saw a little flash of light for 3 rounds and then got out of there. Fuck no. It's like a guy getting a Purple Heart when he was 500 yards away from a mortar round and the glass broke and he got a freaking scratch on his arm. Like, fuck that. You know, that's fine. Like, I'm not hating on the guy for the situation. It just, that to me just seems shitty, you know?
Well, a lot of that falls into survivor guilt type of stuff too, because it's like, you can always, especially, I mean, you look back to Vietnam, you look back to like World War II, you can always find a more worthy warrior than you.
Well, like, I don't believe that I should get disability because I was injured in basic training. I continued on and like served my unit, but I have an LOD from basic training, you know, and I am like, well, I'm not gonna file disability because like that's freaking, I was like hurt while getting smoked. Like, that's freaking crazy, you know?
But that's still in the line of duty.
I would claim disability if it had long-lasting effects. That, like, something that actually affected me. Like, oh, my knee's a little bit sore every morning, but I'm okay. Yeah, it's probably going to suck once I reach my 50s or 60s a little bit more than somebody who didn't hurt their knee. But, I don't know, guys go work on a roof on a hot day till they're in their 50s or 60s and they get fucked up too. They don't have no disability, you know what I mean?
I had to have meniscus surgery.
But like this shit, oh fuck yeah! Like if I get disability on this, oh fuck yeah! I'll take that. To me, like I earned that. That's the one thing in the 7 years I've been in that I have actually fucking earned, you know. But like, and then my back issues, and it's mostly because of fuck that captain, and you know what captain I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Dump a whole rack of 240s on my freaking back. I'm like, fuck you, piece of shit. Yeah, no, I earned what if I am able to get anything for my freaking back, because that has just caused me nothing but
grief.
Fuck yeah. So like, I'll claim that shit all day long. But
I mean, I still need another knee surgery, but I don't want to get it done at a VA hospital. Like, I'm just like, oh man, they already fucked up the first one.
Like, that's one thing that's like privatized care is actually good for, is you get a little bit more quality care, even though it comes at a fucking premium. Typically you stand a better chance of getting actual quality care. The universal health care is kind of like sort of what we're getting for the most part. So
it's absolutely socialized healthcare.
Yeah. I think it's great for if you got sniffles or if you have like allergy shit or just honestly, like standard.
I think the other way around. I think it's terrible for if you have the sniffles. Like, if you have the sniffles, you got to go sit in a room for 6 hours before you can get seen by a medic, who then may refer you to a doctor.
Oh, damn! I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
I did whenever I had that acute colitis and shit. So like, you know. The ambulance came and fucking picked me up at the gate and shit and all that stuff, right? And then took me in there, and then they just took me straight in the emergency room, and I still didn't see a doctor for 8 fucking hours. I told 12 different fucking people what was going on with extreme abdominal pain and blood coming out of places it's not supposed to come out of. Nah, sit in the chair and fucking wait till your turn. And then you just look around, there's like maybe 3 or 4 other people in the fucking room. A guy comes in, collapses on the floor, breathing in pain, right? Like, he can hardly make like a normal human sentence because he's in that much pain. And then the nurse is just like, sir, can you please get off the floor or whatever? Just acting like it's such an inconvenience. Like, I don't know if this guy was like a repeat offender and he did this shit to himself. Because I'm sure they have those things.
To be fair to that nurse, they did the same thing at the Duke ER when I was there waiting on her one day.
Oh yeah, they did.
So
I saw that guy again too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they have those things and stuff, but it was just like a strange thing for me to see. Like, I'm sitting here for, going on 6 hours now. and then see how that, like, I've never seen that guy. Like, and, I mean, I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
Whether he is or not, I mean, nurses get burnt out too. They're human beings. So they see something like that and they're just like, okay, here we go again.
I don't know. I just thought that was just the strangest, how desensitized, like, we've come to, like, what's actually considered a fucking emergency. Like,
I mean, I get it though, because it's the same thing for combat vets.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I would have no problem watching the shows that you want to watch, honey. It's just the stuff that's hard for me is watching. It's not necessarily the part of the show where they're going through the shit. It's like movies like what was it, American Sniper, I think, where it shows him dealing with the aftermath of going through the shit. You know what I mean? Like, he comes back, and then now he can't relate to his wife. He's estranged from his kid. He doesn't know how to tell anybody what's going on in his head.
You have a hard time dealing with
Yeah,
the
and
emotional
that's the
fallout
part
of
of the movie that I'm like, wow, that hits a little close to home. Because I still deal with some of that stuff sometimes. Like, I don't like to talk about my first deployment, you know, a lot. I don't even like to talk about my trip to Afghanistan with the infantry a lot. And there wasn't a whole lot that happened there, but it was still scary. It was like we were living
With the Afghans.
outside in a mud hut, you know, like we were renting a house from an Afghan warlord. Like, it was not
Not
it's not a comfortable place to be. So, you know, I can understand from that, like, trying to relate that trauma to the trauma that a nurse sees in the ER on a daily basis. Like, yeah, she's gotta dissociate, she or he. They have to dissociate because.
Oh yeah, no, like, I mean, that does make sense. It just, it's because we don't. It's like when civilians try to relate to what, like, a combat veteran or whatever is explaining their story, and be like, oh, okay, I can kind of see or understand. And it's just like, and you don't know how to, in a polite way, explain to them. It's like, there's nothing in words that I can tell you for you to actually understand.
And I guess
and then for nurses and stuff like that, because they go through that every day, and I mean, they're nice and they're professional and all that stuff, but then you see those certain things, and then, you know, your dumb, ignorant brain goes to the worst judgmental thought, right? And, like, I don't say it out loud because I don't know shit.
What? And you got to think.
And you just think, wow, like a fucking emergency room, and a guy comes in screaming in pain. We're just like, hey, can you get the fuck off the floor? Like, your biased brain immediately goes, it's all like, fuck this bitch, you know?
Well, we do have a negativity bias as human beings.
Yes, this is
like
true.
That's a survival trait that we've evolved to have. But in that situation, you know, the nurse is only one part of the equation. You yourself are going through trauma because you're in pain, and you're in a situation where you don't feel like anybody's cares about you. You know, it's not necessarily that they don't care. I mean, they may be understaffed. They may not have the specific doctor that, like, they might have had to call a specialist in.
Or whatever my level of pain is at is only at a certain level of priority, so it doesn't warrant busting me in the door right off the freaking get-go.
Right, so, you know, it's...
They're also, like, you can't express how exactly
so you're looking
worried
at it,
or what my anxiety level at was probably at like an 8 or a 9, where my pain level was probably more realistically at like a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
But they can't necessarily judge your anxiety level, how worried about it you are. They can just go like, well, what is your pain at? What are your symptoms? Okay, and then run it through their checklist.
Yeah.
I think it's always hard for me because I've been in pain so much of my life now that I'm really good at just masking it, that, like, it doesn't look like I'm in pain sometimes. There are some times where I've been in pain where I'm actually crying, and that would probably obviously be a 10, you know? But, like, then there are a lot of times where I'm like in a 7 or 8 state, but I probably look pretty calm.
Yeah.
And that's not really accurate.
I have this
you know?
weird fucked up anxiety shit where, like, I got accused of being a hypochondriac for the first 20 years of my life by my parents, you know? So you're just all like, oh, just fuck it, whatever. It's nothing important, nothing's wrong with me. And then I have a high pain, extremely high pain tolerance, which is uncommon for men. Typically women have the high pain tolerance or whatever, but I got that. Like, for instance, scrubbing this shit,
My sister.
your skin and all that stuff or whatever is actually supposed to be the more traumatizing part of a burn versus actually getting burned, because you know, the shock and adrenaline.
So I was reading something the other day.
I was peeling my own skin by day 2. I was doing my own baths
I
and scrubbing
read
my
that
shit.
a second-degree burn is actually the most painful pain that any person can ever have.
It's a third-degree burn.
Because third-degree burn, you don't have the nerves to feel it. But a second-degree burn is more painful than a kidney stone, than childbirth, than any of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had second-degree sunburns before.
No.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you right now, I was cracking jokes the moment I got into the fucking safety shower. Like, from then throughout the entire thing, like, the only time that I ever stop and pause and take everything in is when I finally got home and just had a quiet moment of
And, like,
not having
fell
people in
apart.
my face. Well, not necessarily fall apart. Like, it took about 20 seconds, and some, you know, I
And
just
then
saw
you're
like, hey,
all
exhale,
of realization
cry
of,
out
like,
a little
what
bit.
you've gone through.
You know, my safety blanket was there. I got to lay on my mama, you know, she's just looking at her phone and stuff. And I just quietly cried for about 20 seconds, just got it out of my system. Not like out of like pain per se, but just out of going like, okay,
Relief.
yes, because I didn't have like all the pressure and all the shit in my face and the wires hooked up to me. But throughout the entire fucking week I was there, I was flirting with all the fucking nurses and shit, had them cracking jokes. They have similar sense of humor to combat veterans and stuff like that, the dark sense of humor and whatnot. Doing my laps, just running amok, you know. And I don't know, I made a thing out of it because that to me is my stress relief, right?
It's
So
survival.
to try to be positive and crack jokes and be funny. And then now I'm like, okay, I ain't got to put that on. You know, I'm not fighting, trying to be a big bubbly mess in front of strangers or in front of my boss or the investigating officer or the colonel or, you know, all that shit. So I was just like, okay, stress relief, get it out of my system, cry for about 20 seconds, wipe my face, and then that's it. That's all I felt about it. As far as pain goes, they would give me about, I guess it's like a 50 cc of the fentanyl to like about 10 minutes before going into the bath. And then they would give me the option if I wanted, like, you know, I could only do 100 at the time, you know, at a time. So it was either I do 50 begin, do the wash, and then do 50 afterwards, or I was just all like, you don't do shit for me afterwards. Just give me the 100 up front, and then I was just like, here, give me the rag, and just fucking started peeling my own shit off. And they're just sitting there watching, be like, you good, bro? I'm like, do you feel that? I'm like, yeah, I feel it, like around the edges. It feels like it's like you ever had a bad hangnail and you're just like, rip it, but then it goes a little bit too far and gets some of that cuticle skin, you know, and you're like, oh fuck, you know, like like that kind of pain. That's what it felt like when you're peeling around the edges and that skin's just not quite ready to let go.
Yeah.
But then you just keep that rag on there and you just kind of go in like semicircles or whatever and stuff, and that dead skin soaks up what you're putting on it, and then it kind of breaks away around it. Like, so to me it was easier and less painful for me to do it myself because I know when to stop and how far I can go. Whereas if a nurse, they're like, they don't get as much of it in a single go because
they're going to hesitate
because they're delicate. You know, they don't want to like,
they don't want to hurt
let me
you.
know if it hurts, let me know. It's just like, fucking get after it, chick, girl, go wild. I will let you know. I'm not going to smack you, like, just get the shit done, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fine, I'm just tired of fucking dealing with it. Give me the damn rag. And they're just were amazed that I could do this shit like on day 2.
That's kind of when
I was like, I just have an extreme high pain tolerance.
When I got this, I cut through the tendon in my finger.
Oh fuck!
And when they dressed me up in Baghdad, they put the doctor at the hospital said, we're gonna put this on your wound so that it doesn't stick. It's a thing that makes the bandage not stick. And I looked at it and I was like, Doc, that's an iodine patch. That's gonna stick. He's like, no, this is something to make it not stick. So I was like, oh, whatever. So he puts it on there. And then I spend 2 days getting the launch stool. And the nurse at launch stool, I'm just sitting there listening to her, right? With my hand all wrapped up, just feeling terrible because I just left my guys in Iraq.
Yeah.
And because I was carving and I cut my finger, you know, I was like, man, I'm like the worst person in the world. And she's sitting there bitching about her 4-month deployment to Germany. and how terrible it is that she has to spend all this time in Germany. And I'm like, you get weekends off?
Must be rough.
Yeah, I was like, you get weekends off? She's like, well, yeah. And I was like, you can go anywhere you want, like go tool around Europe and drink and stuff. And she's like, well, of course. I was like, none of my buddies can. They're in Baghdad. You're barking up the wrong tree if you want sympathy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she goes to take my bandage off, and she pulls off the layer that's not the iodine patch, and she's like, oh. And I was like, what's up? And she's like, well, normally when they get to me, they're a little more cleaned up than this. I was like, well, I'm sorry that I wasn't dressed up.
Welcome to your fucking job.
And then she tugs on it a little bit, and it was like straight up fused with my finger.
Oh, damn.
And so she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that on there. And I was like, is that okay? And she's like, well, it's gonna have to come off eventually. If we leave it on until you get back to the States, it'll probably have to be surgically removed. And I was like, okay. Just ripped it off. She was like, oh my God.
It's all like, this is ridiculous.
Like, yeah. I was like, well, if it's got to come off, it's got to come off.
It's like you pussyfooting around right now is ended up causing me more pain in the long run than if you would just suck it up and just do what you're supposed to freaking do.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the desire to do things on your own. Because
I think I was just like pissed
that
that so much. I knew so much of my independence was going to get robbed of this that I was just all like, I'm only going to give them what I'm forced to give them. Like if there's something that I just absolutely can't do, it would be easier for me to let somebody do it for me, or be like, okay, cool, I got my mom with me, you know, like if. But I needed to figure out what I could or couldn't do, like what I could handle first. Because if you let them, they'll just sit there and just take all your damn freedoms away because they'll baby the shit out of you. Be like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this time or whatever. Can't do this, can't do that. And I'm just all like, I'm fucking 34. I'm not an invalid. Like, you know, no.
Yeah, you're a strong-ass soldier. You know?
Yeah, fuck this shit. Like, I'm going to do as much as I can because that one, sitting in bed, moping about your fucking wounds and your bullshit or whatever is not going to get you better.
No.
Like, if anything, it's going to cause you
to step back
more. Yeah. Like, one, it's going to set your mental health back like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like your physical shit, you're not going to want to freaking be doing your, you know, your occupational therapy and shit every 3 hours like you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But you know, if I've got some of my you know capabilities or whatever, and I'm not letting anybody like take that away from me, I'm like, okay, fine. You know, okay, I'm on Oxy. I shouldn't drive. Cool. Thanks, Mom. You know, and then after the 5 days, got off the Oxy, so I know I'm not at risk at driving and stuff. I'm like, fine, you know, and then I let her drive me to certain places or whatever, just because that way she would feel needed, because, you know, moms like to be needed, right? And, but for the most, but then there was other times where like, no, I want to drive because I needed to show her, like, I'm fine, I can do this, even if my shit's all wrapped up, you know, that I'm capable. That way she won't go home worried, you know, she'll feel okay going home, leaving me on my own. So, but yeah, it just, the whole thing of going back to what we were originally talking about, like the hypochondria, get accused of that. Then you have the high pain tolerance on that. Then I have eczema, so my skin's already susceptible to skin conditions on top of that. So, and then, like, I don't have any allergies other than, you know, cats and dogs and stuff, but for the most part, it's very, very mild reactions. But all that compounds whenever you get put in a situation you've never been in before. Acute colitis, you're like, that's not something I've experienced before. Blood's coming, you know, and so your anxiety builds, and then my eczema is stress activated.
Right, exactly.
So at any fucking moment, depending on where my stress levels are, it can present in numerous different ways. Fortunately for me, it wasn't skin rashes like it had been before in the past, where I break out in like fucking hives the size of my entire, you know, thigh. But tunnel vision, hot sweats, you know, cold chills, like the works and stuff, and you're just like, oh, okay, the whole world's closing in on me, I do not feel good, and then your brain starts connecting the two, thinking it's way worse than what it is. Now, as soon as a fucking EMT showed up, she's just like, breathe, and then I was just like, whew. And then I was like, okay, cool, now the only pain I'm experiencing is in my abdomen, because, well, whatever, the colitis, right?
Yeah.
But everything else. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm a pussy. All this was stress-induced because I was freaking out about something that I didn't know what was going on, you know? So I have to fucking deal with that and manage that shit all the fucking time. Like, when this little thing, like, fucking popped up, I was just like, well, is that eczema? Is that fucking blister popping up?
I mean, no
Did
lie, I was
'em?
stressed out about it because I was just like, oh shit, is that MRSA? Like, what is that? You
Yeah,
know,
like,
I
is
mean,
it
I
staph
worry.
infection, you don't,
Yeah.
you know, they're worried about infections and stuff like that. And
Hell, when you were here for Thanksgiving, I was like, oh shit, he's got a bandage. Like, you know, what if a cat hair gets in there or something?
Yeah.
Like, I was freaked out. And I was like, okay, don't freak out, Krista, don't freak out. Because I worry about everything.
yeah.
You know? Like, I was like, oh shit, he's got super wrapped. I just don't want you to get an infection.
Well, I'm
You
just
know?
sitting there thinking about it. Like, I keep it medicated all the fucking time, and then keep it washed. I mean, that's all you can really fucking
Yeah.
do.
That's true.
And I'm not going to sit there and stress out about it before it's actually time to fucking stress out about it. Like, if this thing was, like, getting bigger by the fucking minute or every single day, I'd probably just call my nurse or doctor and be like, hey,
Hey, something's
what
up.
the
I
fuck
need
is
some
this?
medication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, like, it just stays where it's at. It's like, I probably scratched the son of a bitch in the middle of the night a little too hard before the skin had really
Healed.
adhered, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that fucking sucks. And it also sucks to know you're going through the army and all these fucking things that you can't discuss with your fucking doctors and shit, per se.
Right.
Because
Otherwise
you don't have
they're gonna,
fucking
like,
waivers or whatever
Yeah.
it gives them any
Yeah.
They
fucking
might
reason.
med board you over any little shit.
Yeah, and then you're just, okay, cool. Well, I just spent half my fucking career, and not only, you get like fucking 20%, not even full fucking medically retired, and then you're just fucked.
Yeah. That's why I've kept a lot of stuff under wraps. And I don't know. I've got 5 years left, so I've started kind of opening up about it.
Just kind of like slowly tease them into it, so it's not a surprise when you hit your 18th year and you're all like, hey, motherfucker, guess what? I got all this shit going on.
Exactly.
They're all like, that's strange. You're boxed in now. Oh, how long you been dealing with this shit, you know?
Yep.
But it's the same thing with like my back. I'm all like, I can fly, like I can do things, but it's just like that continual PT every fucking day. Like the pain goes away enough to where you're like, okay, I can go do this. And then, oh shit, well I've got a 350 pound freaking cabinet that I want to put in the back of the truck and I need to shift it 3 inches. And you think
now
you're
I'm gonna-
solid and you go, boom, and it's not
There's
a warning.
my back.
There's not a warning. There's not like a slight tug in the right spot. You're going like, ooh, let me go get some help. It's
Yep.
boom,
done.
you're just standing and now you're on the fucking
It's
ground
like
for the
I'm
next
brushing
hour.
my teeth and I'm like, oh, my back is out.
Yep. I'm like, fuck, and then you're just down and out for like 2 fucking days, and then I don't know. We're gonna try and do like physical therapy when we go down to Florida. My boss, like, we got these people that we do referrals and stuff with. They're great,
That's
fucking,
cool.
they're phenomenal. Freaking like massage therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy,
Do they do the
with
needles and
and then
stuff too?
chiropractor. Like, it's all kind of like one. And they have like several specialties all in like the same business under the same roof. And they helped one of our other crew chiefs, like he's probably 10 years older than me. He's like in his mid 40s and stuff. And
So
he's like
his-
helped his fucking back issues and stuff. I'm like, fuck, well, if I'm not flying while I'm down there because I'm
Might
on
as
down,
well get some help.
might as well go down there and,
Yeah.
sweat it out, every other day. So, but it's just like, even just doing, like, you just don't trust yourself anymore. Like, that's the first time I understood,
Yeah.
like, what my grandparents and my parents go through, to where things they could do in their 20s, like, because you're always, whatever, young ass age, 16, 17 in your brain, right? It's your body age, it's not your mind. So it's just, you feel kind of defeated because you still have all this confidence, and then your body just
it really messes
fucking knocks
with
you.
Yeah. I was when my hip was really bad, I went through a big bout of depression because it's like, all I want to do is be able to keep up with Chrissy Gumi, do stuff with Chrissy May, and just be able to do stuff around the house
Yeah.
without being in pain. And then it's like, I can't even get up off the couch without walking around like a hunchback for like 5 minutes while my back stretches out, and then that's not even involved with my hip. Like, when my hip's bad, man, it's like it sucks. Like I just, like you said, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to pick anything up. You twist funny and you're done.
Oh yeah.
Like you're not. Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's bad enough being a flight company. You don't really do PT on a regular basis. But even this unit, you're like, oh, PT on your own, and then you add that on top of it. You're just like, dude, I don't even want to get fucking started because I'm out here by myself. You know what I mean? What happens now? I can't even fucking get off the daggum ground because I fucked my shit up. Because it doesn't even take 300 pounds to do it. It could be 30 or 40 pounds that can take you out of the fight. So yeah, it's just bullshit. But hopefully, like getting through that this coming year. I'm looking forward to seeing what the other side looks like. The other thing that sucks is I kind of also feel like I'm letting my team down because of all this shit.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I'm supposed to be
always
the fucking I'm the other flight instructor. So
Yeah.
the other standard, the SI we have, is our first sergeant, and he's got enough shit on his fucking plate. So now he's got to double down because we have. Actually, fortunately, this year we only have one guy in his 8-part window at a time, whereas a few years ago we had like 2 or 3 guys all in the same 8-part window. But still, that still sucks in the middle of winter training to have to do a guy's 8-part. And my first sergeant does not fly that much because he's so fucking busy. Oh, and a new thing is my voice is permanently like this now. It doesn't go away.
Oh, really?
Yep, that
Did
happened.
your vocal cords get burned?
I don't know, cause like they saw the burns around the lip and stuff, and they were worried about everything being fucked up. But I didn't have any kind of pain. They didn't see any burns down my throat. Nothing in my mouth. Nothing on my tongue. My lungs were fine. It's like they singed the shit out of my eyebrows and my fucking eyelashes. Like I had to actually take scissors or medical shears to my eyelashes to get the burnt ends off of it because they were hanging on shit. But I don't know. It's because either I had glasses on, closed my eyes in time. I don't know if I, closing my mouth, like all that stuff. I have any issues. But since then, my voice is just fucked up.
Well.
Oh well, I guess it adds character.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm gonna go smoke real quick,
Alrighty.
which is probably the main culprit in my
Braden-
voice being fucked
Braden
up.
changed his Cash App. What the heck? Oh, it's right. Okay.
Did he not get the money?
No.
It didn't come out of the bank yet.
No.
No. So maybe it didn't get sent. Oh no, it's right there.
Is
Cash
it?
App, Braden.
It's right there.
Oops.
Okay.
So it's there. Boom, 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 boom. How's the wine?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one. Woodvale Estates. Woodvale Estates Merlot, 2016 medium-bodied red wine. Barely translucent, garnet to brick on the edge only. Medium body. Nose of toast and forest floor. Integrated with subtly woody plums, cherry. Integrated and accessible. Good weight and structure with a smooth, balanced feel. Good length of flavors and finish. Mature extractions supported plum and cherry flavors are tamed by the Merlot's age. Ready to drink now. That's what they're drinking tonight. I am not drinking tonight. Can't. I'm on duty.
What the heck? Okay.
Is there not like a transaction history?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, is that? Go back into the app. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
It's completed, it says. Spelled right?
Yeah, I mean, for what?
Or you have his contact saved or whatever. So. All right. Well, what do you say we?
What? I'm not ready.
You're not ready for coffee cool down?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for a coffee cool down?
I don't even think I've like peeked on the wine yet.
Yeah, right.
You
Me
guys
either.
Want another bottle?
Yeah.
No, I'll pass on another bottle. But,
Do you want some beer?
I can chill with water or something. So, like, I don't want any more alcohol, but
I'll take a beer.
Okay. Let me look behind the
door number one.
Oh, interesting. It doesn't. There it goes. Okay.
Is Venom still here?
I think they left.
I
mean, they might be there. But
So if I send it to him Venmo and he doesn't complete the transaction through Cash App, it'll just send it back to us, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it would, right?
I don't know how any of that stuff works.
Well, I'll do it. Do you know how Cash App works?
Nope. Because I do not use
Does
it.
anybody know how Cash App works?
I don't think anybody's in there. He only said we had one beer.
Hey, Stephen Prez.
Oh, there he is.
Steven's here.
Steven.
Still on his walk, huh?
Start the
Steven,
party.
how does Cash App work?
Ugh.
Whoa.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Oh, we got 30 minutes till we can crank this bitch up.
All right. Well, here's what we'll do here. Bam. As discussed, you are now a mod of the YouTube channel.
Yay!
Welcome to the family.
Congratulations on the promotion.
Yep, you're just straight over intern. Straight to mod.
So I sent some money in Cash App to my son, but he didn't get it. So if I send it to him in Venmo and he doesn't complete the transaction in Cash App, will the Cash App money come back to me?
Yeah, you can also, like, if you don't want to use Venmo, you should just be able to cancel the send.
I'm gonna look for. Oh,
Yeah, I'll take a glass and use your fancy ice machine there.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Yeah, he says you can click on the Cash App to refund.
I'm going to ask Braden if this is him.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, good thing I got that out before the box dropped.
Banana. All right, here we go. I did Whole30 diet last week
What's that?
for the whole week, and then decided I'm nuts to that. It's a modified keto,
Oh, okay.
but Miss J told Chrissy May here that it's probably one of the worst versions of the diet. So I was like, well, she's a dietitian, so I trust her opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to not do that diet. I'm just going to watch my calories, because I was pretty successful when I was doing that. However, the last 2 days I've been watching my calories have not gone well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I busted my calories at lunch today. My intern convinced me to go to Sonic.
Jesus, you
'Cause
didn't
the-
tell me about this.
So intern Ryan's
the
wife, the
garlic-
dietitian, tells you, hey, this is what you can do to watch your calorie intake. And
No,
then,
she didn't. She just said Whole30 was a bad diet.
Oh,
She
okay.
didn't say anything.
Well, it's just
Well, I told intern, I was like, I'm just gonna count my calories, and he's like, how about for today, you just say fuck my calories, and we go get the garlic butter bacon burger at Sonic.
he is the epitome of peer pressure as that asshole friend. Like peer pressure is a bitch, and then you get around intern Ryan, it's just like he just says fuck it to everything.
I mean, it's all right. I can have one day of weakness.
Now the fucking nurses told me I got up to like 203 pounds.
Oh, really?
And I'm all like, you sure your scale's not busted? Because my scale's been telling me I'm at like the low like 190, high 180, which I would like to be a little bit less. I'd like to stick around maybe like 185 or 180. Oh, that's cool. But, and then I got home and I was just like, oh, it's only 192. So is my scale wrong or is their scale fucking wrong? I don't know.
I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Kind of a philosophical question.
Well,
Can the hospital scale be wrong?
well, that's the other thing.
If that's what
is-
goes in your chart.
Well, because they were reading off the tub, right? So you sit in like this medical tub, right? Like the little walls on the side are probably about this tall. And then you sit in there, and then they have like the shower hoses or whatever come over, and then you got the tub that's got the freaking rags and shit in it that's holding the water. You got the other, towel over you. Granted, you're naked, your clothes aren't piled in there and stuff like that. But I'm just wondering if there wasn't like, did they calibrate it when the tub was completely empty, and then now we're adding on the bucket, the water in the bucket, the rags that are, all that shit in there, and then me. So maybe that's why I said 203 and I'm not actually 203, because that's the one, that's my uh-oh moments. If I bust 200, fuck.
I wish I was 203. You got to invert the 0 and the 3 for me, though.
Oh shit, you're that close to fucking 3?
No. 0 and the 3.
Oh, okay. So 230.
Yeah.
You said invert the whole thing.
No.
302, like, well, you don't look 302.
I don't look 230 as far as what people tell me, but
Yeah.
I feel it.
I feel I want to say after I got past 180, I noticed like the whole muffin top shit action going on over the fucking pants, the belly roll, like the creases in my stomach in a different spot. You know, the deepness of your belly button, and then whenever you're laying in bed and you're doing like the FaceTime, and you're like looking down, it's like, you know. But I'm like, well, I never had a second or mild third chin up until, you know, and it's not you. I look up and you don't, you know, but before, you know, everything. It's like, well, is this because I'm 34, or is this because I'm fucking 190? But I don't know. I
was 190 when I bought my parachute. So I bought a 190.
Yeah.
190 cubic.
Gotcha.
Square inch. I forget how they're measured. But then I gained 20 pounds. So I was basically on like a 2-to-1 load, or like a 1.5 to 1 load. With an A license.
Cool, now I know he uses Venmo.
See, I wanted to do that shit this year too. I don't think it's gonna fucking happen.
He's paid for strippers. What the heck, Braden?
But yeah, now when I hit 173, I was like, oh fuck yeah, that was when I was on my first duty station. And then they're like, you're excited about like weighing more? I'm like, I don't give a fuck whether it's muscle or it's fat. Like I don't give a shit. Like I came in the army weighing 135, buck ass, you know, like soaking wet. Like just that is the 173 is the most I'd ever weighed. And to me, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, because a lot of men, especially ones like the ectomorphs or endomorphs or whatever, the ones that are typically skinny, don't really approach like full adult like fullness, you know what I mean, like just filling out until you're in your late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, let's
anyways.
all take a selfie for Braden.
Fucking werewolf over on the side. But yeah, no, I was happy about it because, you know, I was always really self-conscious about being a fucking tiny-ass little kid. Like, I look, you know, because I still, you know, ate a lot of Mexican food and drank a lot of beer, so I had this little swollen tummy, but then everything else is on skinny. So it looks like some freaking malnourished Ethiopian kid, you know, so, like, it was awkward, and then, you know, it makes it hard to, like, look attractive to the opposite sex when, you know, you're trying to either get a date or whatever. I just looked fucking funny, but I was always like tiny. You could tell when my brother got back on, I want to say it was his first or second time on leave from the Marine Corps. Me, him, and my sister went out to Ruby Tequila's, and we're just having a couple of drinks or whatever, and she wanted to take pictures of us. Well, you put him next to her.
What's Ruby Tequila's?
It's like a Mexican bar. It's like a restaurant.
Like a hacienda?
Probably, yeah. On the border or whatever, you know. And then you put me next to her, and it's like I didn't have any fucking arms. They were like just barely there.
Like little sticks.
The little sticks. Like it didn't really occur to me like how tiny I was, and until you put my younger brother pretty much right next to me, I was like, fuck. That's what a man looks like, and that's what a little boy looks like, and I'm 3 years his fucking senior. Like, what the shit? So I was fucking ecstatic when he told me I was 173, and then I took a picture and was like side by side. I was like, okay, cool. Look, might not be in the best shape, but definitely in better shape than what I was. And then now it's just progressively gotten worse. Yeah. I don't know what's up with the sad face. It's like it's a bad thing you're always here.
I don't know why. I think I just pressed something.
Oh.
I just stuck it to him.
Just had to put an emoji in there.
Yeah.
I stuck it to him.
But no, I mean I like being, you know, anywhere between 175 and 185, which is basically my mid-range for my height for being 6'1", whatever.
Yeah, you're freaking tall.
That's light for 6'1".
It is, but that's still like where I feel like my best. Like, because to me it doesn't matter solely what the fucking doctors and experts say. Like, they have a education and experience and all that stuff to say what's appropriate for your height. But at the same time, like, you got to kind of go off feeling as
Yeah,
well,
how
right?
you feel, yeah.
Because I mean, at 135, I felt like shit, but at 192, I feel like shit too, and it's a different feel like shit. But 175 to 180, 185, like, because you vary in a 5-pound weight depending on how much you ate that day and shit like that, right?
Right.
And water weight and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's where I felt the best. I felt like I could, hey, fuck, we gotta go run fucking 4 miles? All right, cool. No, shit, no complaints. You ask me to go run 4 miles right now,
You die?
about a mile and a half, I'm ready to fucking shoot you. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
I could run
do it,
with
but
you
it
for
wouldn't
a
be
quarter
fast.
For a quarter mile.
I could do it, but it would not be fast.
The thing is like, I don't give a fuck what speed I go, but I know after I hit that halfway mark, I'm smoked.
Better go let the puppy out.
Fucking want to do it. I used to love running. I hate running now.
Oh. Major Sammy, welcome to jail.
Major Sammy.
It's somebody that needs to be blocked.
Oh.
I don't even know what is that? A link to some bullshit?
Nah, I don't know. It's just spam. I'm not sure what it's all about.
What do these bots just randomly approach us? Like,
I'm not sure. I gotta look up. I gotta look up what it is because
I wonder if it's like other people like paying for the bot just to like pump up their numbers, you know?
and then it goes rogue.
Well, I guess there's that. Because I know you get more of a recommended slot if you have a higher viewership. Because they have that, that filter or whatever.
Well, that's on
Twitch.
That's on Twitch.
YouTube doesn't do it
YouTube
based off.
has a different algorithm.
Right.
But these bots are on YouTube. Which is why I don't understand.
What the heck are the kittens doing? They're crazy.
I don't know.
Having a party back there.
UI.fyi bot.
There's a
There,
cop
YouTube
behind
comment.
Braden.
There we go.
His dad had me blocked on his phone. He's going to look at his phone when he gets to Lexi's. He's dropping off a crate when he gets to Spearfish.
3 miles. Nice. 3.1.
Good job, Steven. Is that like just walking, or is that like kind of like light jog, or
He's walking.
are you just walking?
I need to be better at just being active. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good in the kitchen. I mean, except I ate a bunch of marshmallows today. But, I mean, I ate nothing but marshmallows and cheese and tacos.
See, I don't have any crutch foods. Like, I don't have anything that I crave that I would prefer to eat rather than something else. It's more of like the ergonomics of it, like the logistics of it. Like, what is easiest for me? Do I have to fucking prepare it myself and cook? Oh,
Me too.
I ain't eating
You
that
and
shit.
I are twins.
Yeah,
Did you know I was born a twin?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my twin died when I was young.
That sucks.
So you and I are twins. And, like, I just don't want to make dishes. So a lot of the time I just eat cheese.
It's a pain in the ass to fucking cook, and it's a pain in the ass to get the fucking dishes.
Yeah.
So,
So,
I just,
yeah.
I don't know, if I was a millionaire, I'd probably DoorDash myself into obesity for sure.
I eat string cheese a lot. I eat sliced Swiss cheese a lot or Parmesan cheese a lot. Like, I just live off cheese a lot.
My fucking deal is fucking carbs. Like, staying the hell away from breads and pastas
Yeah,
is...
you're freaking skinny. How do you do that? It must be your metabolism. I've had a ton of antibiotics and steroids, so I'm just a marshmallow.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't eat something immediately, like, blow up, but, like, say that, like... Say I eat, like, a carb-heavy diet every day for, say like 2-3 weeks. I'll easily add 4 or 5 pounds just right then and there.
I'll do it in a week. I don't understand what the hell my issue is. I'm just a fatso.
Well, I
No, you're
mean,
not.
women's metabolisms are slightly different than men's.
Is Stephen Perez wearing a freaking hat with a light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that, or he's got a really white mustache and his eyes are glowing.
And then also your metabolism constantly fluctuates with your hormones.
Well, and I had like my eggs taken this last year, so maybe menopause is fucking with me too. I don't know.
It's a possibility.
I don't know. But like, I mean, when we were in Washington, I was like 118 pounds. And then I got here and I was dealing with some like tumor issues. And like, yeah, I was put on some steroids and had a couple surgeries and shit. But like, I did nothing but gain like 60 pounds, you know? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Do steroids typically cause weight gain, or they do cause weight loss?
It caused weight gain.
Steroids cause weight gain.
Weight gain.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have all your other medications and
Right,
shit,
and all my
stuff
other
like that.
medications, yeah.
That's
And
fucking ridiculous.
so my PCM is like, he wants to like give me a shot of something that is supposed to like cause, he thinks I'm an insulin resistance. So he wants to give me a shot of something that's supposed to break it up. But I was reading something the other day that says that like if I go on like a carnivore, like a meat type diet,
Yeah.
and then like fast, like do a fasting type thing, intermittent
That's
fasting.
something. Have you ever heard of Jordan Peterson?
Mm.
So Jordan Peterson, he's like a, I mean, you'll see a whole lot of like conspiracy shit around him or whatever. But he's very prolific, like on YouTube. He's like a psychologist or whatever that kind of teaches history, different psychologies, things like that. He's been attacked before for like, oh, he's not woke enough, or, you know, feminists have attacked him, like all this shit. But, you know, like he's had medical issues, and then his daughters had similar medical issues. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, oh, we want to get healthy, those types of things. But then they found out that the more that they eat those healthy, quote unquote, healthy things, the shittier they felt. And
Right.
then now I think they, like, once, like her dad got on like a strictly, like all he eats is meat. Like he doesn't do a whole bunch of the other like veggie stuff or whatever. And so it like helped him not be sick or something, and then his daughter does the same thing, and then now like they're, you know, it just kind of depends on what kind of person you are, you know. Red meat for a lot of people makes them feel like shit, you know, but
Right.
then for others it's, so I think that's probably definitely something to like research, but also get, you know, go to like an actual dietitian and get some scans or some fucking
Well, like when
blood
I
drawn
was in
and shit.
Washington, my oncologist wanted me to be keto because, for one, I can't really digest fruits and veggies very well.
Yeah.
The fiber is really hard on my digestive system, and I need the protein most of all just to be able to like have energy and to like build, like to be able to like heal myself and stuff like that. So like the fats, you know, in the keto diet is like for energy, it's just straight into energy, and then you can only like do so much protein in like a specific time frame. But like as it slowly goes through my slow intestine, like it actually like takes the protein in my small intestine and it takes it and converts it into energy through
Gotcha.
amino acids.
Well, I know that for like protein, those are like the building blocks for like your cells and stuff. It's not necessarily for, say, energy,
Right, exactly.
but to like for instance,
like-
like I'm on a high protein
To
diet because
heal
I
yourself.
have to heal.
yeah.
But for like energy wise, you know you're
So,
looking
like,
at
I
your
need-
vitamins and
yeah.
stuff like that, which you may find in fruits or veggies or other things besides.
I do take like multivitamin that is like a veggie vitamin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The kittens. So like I take an Alive vitamin, which is like a fruit veggie type vitamin, and it's low fiber, as much low fiber as I could get. But so I take that, and then I do my protein first, and then like fats, and then carbohydrates last, which is mostly like fruits and veggies, you know. And then And so basically, like, I try to follow that most. And then, like, I was introduced to, like, a carnivore type diet because somebody said that a lot of people that do carnivore that have, like, autoimmune diseases
Yeah.
have a lot of success at getting rid of the inflammation in their body. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, I have a couple autoimmune diseases. So I wondered, like, being that I mostly eat meat and cheese, that's basically carnivore. So I'm like, I'm pretty much doing that already.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not really red meat all the way. I'm a lot more like fish and seafood sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was looking into it. But, I mean, it seems to be the way I would go.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I have to check it out and stuff, you know, but try not to just self-diagnose and think that that's solely the answer, right? You know,
Right,
like,
exactly.
hey, kind of get an idea so you know what you're talking about, and then go have a discussion with a professional. Be all like,
Well, I talked to Jen about it, you know, her being a dietitian and everything, and she was like, I can't really see how you're going to add veggies and fruits into your diet, you know, except for your vitamins, which you're already doing. And like, she's like, you're kind of an exception. And I was like, okay. Like, it made me feel a little better knowing, like, this is, like, the route I'm going. But, like, I try to eat to the best of my ability. I tried adding fruits and veggies in this last weekend. I added oatmeal
Say
too,
hi,
and it was,
Dahlia.
like, really a disaster. That was pretty much
Say
what
hi
got me
to
blocked
all
up.
the partners in wine.
This is my little friend.
well, I do like the men's one a day. Like if I have like a real sluggish day and I just felt like ass all day long, but I'm still doing the normal stuff, run of the mill shit, and I'm just like, why do I feel like crap? And then I usually I don't use men's one a day every day. I usually, because I hate taking fucking pills to begin with, but yeah, I'll be like, oh, it's a fucking crappy day, and then the next day I'll just pop up one a day that morning and stuff, and then like I'm good for like another week and a half or two or whatever, and then until it gets to the point where it's just like, oh, wow.
I've never felt a difference on multivitamins.
So, Jordan Peterson does the same thing as Joe Rogan, which is
Ivermectin?
basically the same thing I do.
Man, he got a bad rap on that
I know
shit.
he did, I know.
No. Joe
just
Rogan
funny.
is basically a carnivore, but
He does eat a lot of red meat.
yeah, he does a lot of like red meat, a lot of organ meat.
We had
There's a lot of shit he killed himself too, though.
our
He hunts for his meat.
Brigade AMSO did the carnivore diet.
He does a lot of butter and eggs and stuff like that. So
Cats are going crazy.
yeah, it's distracting me. I've finally gotten to buzzed, and now you're moving a lot, moving a lot, and I'm just like trying to think. I'm reading. Okay, turn it off so it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, so he was recommending to look into Jordan Peterson. I did. And it says that he actually does kind of this similar thing as what Joe Rogan does,
Okay.
which I don't think is super a bad thing. And actually, Jen didn't say it was a bad thing either.
Yeah. Well, she did say you're a special case.
I am a special case.
Like the nutritionist basically told me to eat a balanced diet, but eat whole foods.
Well, like what? Aw, look at his puppy.
Hmm.
So, I mean, basically, like, what I had talked to Jen about was that in my heart, I feel like what you need to do is fill up in proteins, fats, and complex carbs, like, sweet potatoes, asparaguses, like
Like Whole
Brussels
Foods.
sprouts, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
just fill up on that stuff first, and you would probably find a lot of success.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what the Whole30 was having me do.
Yeah, but they were also saying that you couldn't have like
Have
all
any
this.
added sugar,
Yeah.
which is like impossible. But like you can't buy anything at the grocery store without added sugar. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I honestly don't believe in. I mean, with the exception of an occasional diet soda, but I don't believe in fat bombs or making fake waffles or.
Well, no, you can't do that on
stuff like
Whole30
that.
either.
Because truly to my being, I feel like if you're making those fake carbohydrate type foods, you're training your body
It's still
to
you're still
crave it.
having bad food habits. Yeah.
So, like when I was like full strict like keto back in Washington, I didn't do those things. I didn't have like, keto pancakes. I didn't have keto waffles. I didn't have like keto fat bombs. I didn't have keto chocolate, all that stuff,
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I just did meats, cheeses, vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
Then I came here and started adding carbohydrates in my diet, and I went, fat.
Well,
Well, I don't know if that's how that worked, but
I don't know. I definitely need to cut down like on my carb intake because that is my fucking kryptonite. Like Jimmy John's, holy shit, I'd eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every fucking day if I possibly could. But
Jersey Mike's.
the French bread,
Jimmy John's, their bread like eats the roof of my mouth up.
oh, does it?
It's harsh on me.
I fucking love it. You get that daggum Vito. Like I had to quit because I got so bad. I was just all like getting like the spicy Italian, like the one that's got the double meat and whatever, and then they put the olive oil or vegetable
Yeah,
or whatever
it's
in it
good.
and stuff, and I'm like the full on sandwich.
What, you eat a 12-inch?
Fuck yeah, I eat that. Like the whole, like it's like this holding it in my hand that big around, and I'll eat that shit in like 20, like less than.
You're a skinny fuck
5
too.
or 6
like,
minutes.
how the heck do you do that?
But then, I stopped because I have a scale in the bathroom. But like if I want to gain fucking 10 pounds like that, eat one of those fucking day lunch and dinner every day for a week, and I'll get there real quick. Like I got to like 198 before COVID because I was just lazy as fuck and just Jimmy Johning it up. Like not
Jimmy John ended it up.
not like literally for every meal, but I was like damn near ordering the shit every day at least once. And
That's like you before we were married.
they don't even have me sign my fucking slip anymore. They just drop it off of the fucking door because they don't even.
They know you.
They know me. Well, I don't give a shit. I tip well, I tip every fucking time or whatever. And,
Yeah.
yeah, they
They're
just
like, "Oh,
fucking drop it off the
They're
door,
like
knock on the
Devin
door.
Bacon. He's the man.
But yeah, no, that's just my fucking kryptonite. You get bread right, I'm munching on that shit like crazy.
My kryptonite is corned beef hash.
Have you done Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, I've done Jersey
Oh,
Mike's.
I love Jersey Mike's.
I don't get it.
I-
Subs? No.
I love them.
Subway, like I ate a shitload of Subway whenever I was in Korea, but that was like you only had like 4 places at K16 to fucking eat.
I mean, Subway has like the bread is so thick and it's so much bread and it just fills my stomach up and I'm just like,
Well,
ugh.
that and it's
I mean,
not
they
bread.
recently changed their breads.
Well, yeah, because it used to not actually be real bread. It was like part something or another. I don't know. Maybe like 70% sawdust, like Taco Bell.
Shut up, really?
I know.
Oh my god.
They were accused of that, but they. It's a lot of fake news.
It's a lot of fake news. Ask Braden if he got his Venmo.
Now, there's this, I don't know, one of these comedians' bits. I can't even remember his name. She's like, you know why I love fucking Taco Bell? Because when they got accused of having like, 33% of your food is made out of sawdust, they turned around and said, fuck you, it's 70%, but you still fucking love it and we don't give a shit. And it's all like, that's why I love Taco Bell.
Well, when you make that much money.
I don't know. Tell me how sawdust is bad for my immune system, or like for my body. I mean, it's a tree. If it's legitimately what it was made out of, I was sitting there trying to like comprehend, like, how do you?
Digestible.
Yeah, how do you like get to that point you made it out of sawdust, but somehow it's edible. Like, it's like, whatever, bullshit. I don't give a fuck enough to that, and I never really was hooked on Taco Bell for.
Well, I used to get chili cheese burritos when I was a photographer. That was my lunch every day. I got to the point where the lady in the drive-thru thought I was hitting on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, usually the only time I ever really hit Taco Bell is like, I did live in an apartment one time where it was like literally on the corner. So like, took you 5 minutes to walk there. And then there was one that was quite literally in the high school parking lot. There's a high school I went to school at. So it was just too easy just to walk down there during lunch because we have off-campus lunch. But, I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Taco Bell, but it's not one that's not nowhere near the first thing that pops into my head.
I don't know. I make do in places that don't have chili cheese burritos, but I'm never happy.
Yeah.
We when we were in Alabama, the Taco Bell down there has chili cheese burritos, and oh man, she'd tell you I'd get like 3 of them for a meal.
Hell yeah.
And then
I'd liked all like.
And it depends. Like, there's the chili cheese burrito that it was made on the tortilla that's been like sitting out in the heater lamp for all day. And it's like cracky and it sucks.
Yeah.
And then there's the chili cheese burrito that's made on the tortilla that just came out of the package and it's all soft and like, oh, it's the most amazing.
So,
because all the cheese melts into the bottom folds.
Have you heard of Allsup's burritos?
Mm-mm.
So this is a Texas staple, right? Allsup's is like a gas station, right? So it's a convenience store. It looks in there and it's just sketchy. Like it looks like a, okay, imagine like a town that only has like 100 people in it and only like the closest like food mart or whatever. It's like a coffee shop / food mart / grocery store, whatever, and then they don't take card, they only take cash because you can't get a fucking cell phone signal out there, right?
Jesus.
That's kind of what it looks like in there. Like a lot of places got like plywood shit for fucking walls. But they're burritos and they're chimichangas because they're deep fried and they're cheap as shit. They call them gut bombs, 3 a.m. gut bombs. They are fucking delicious.
Yeah, I bet.
They'll also burn the shit out of you while you're driving your truck at 75 miles an hour, trying to put your fucking awesome taco sauce on this bitch. And you know what a Hot Pocket does when you bite it, like the outside is cool, you bite into it and you get that hot lava center and it just splashes it. Yeah, that shit will do it to you. You gotta be careful with this shit because it's deep fried, so it's got that crunchy outside or whatever. But it
sounds good.
It's fucking delicious.
I want you to take us there.
It has been years since I've had an Allsup's fucking burrito or chimichanga.
I love chimichangas.
Well, they're not like any, to me, they're not even real chimichangas. They're, like you have like a typical chimneys that got like a soft outer tortilla. No.
I like the fried ones.
You like the deep fried ones?
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever in the Texas, just look up Allsup's and see. They're not all over Texas, but mostly like Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, probably the kind of cutout almost at that Odessa
I don't
Midland
like
line.
soft anything. I don't like soft tacos. I don't like soft burritos. Like, no. Soft gummy in my mouth? No way.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, if y'all go to Bliss or whatever, I've not been that far.
Will you come visit us?
Maybe if I'm close.
Cool.
If I end up in Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get no fucking damn Texas duty station. Like, I've lived there my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
There's nothing there for
Go
me.
to Colorado and then we'll come see you. You come see us.
That'd be dope.
That'd be way awesome.
That's what we were trying to get, but they didn't.
I haven't figured out his
didn't get
EFMP
authorized.
so far.
Well, your EFMP.
Oh, yeah, mine. Yeah.
I don't see why any duty station, as long as you're a CONUS, it shouldn't be a problem.
You wouldn't think that a major city like El Paso would be a problem, but
Oh,
here
you
we are.
know.
It's
Here we are.
It's got to be updated because it's an electronic system and they can't just manually push it through. So if it's expired, they can't vet it.
So far in Stillwater, they have 14 inches of snow. Plows haven't even started.
Sheesh.
Stillwater.
That's crazy.
Wasn't there a movie not too long ago that had, what was it, Matt Damon or some shit in it from, I think that was Stillwater, Oklahoma, though.
Yeah, probably.
Although The Cure was filmed in Stillwater, Minnesota.
The what?
The Cure.
What's that?
Movie from the 90s about a lawyer who is basically like a precursor to Aaron Brockovich.
I thought you were meaning The Crow.
No, The Cure.
Have y'all been watching Yellowstone at all?
No. Don't know what it is.
So,
What the hell?
Yellowstone is a TV series.
Oh, I heard that's like super awesome.
Yeah.
You've been watching it?
Yeah, my mom got me hooked on it. So it's based off the Dutton Ranch in the Yellowstone National Park.
Uh-huh.
Well, you get towards the fourth season, it starts talking, it like has scenes from the 4-6's ranch that's down in the Texas Panhandle, which is literally a stone's throw from my childhood home. Like 5 minutes outside of my hometown, you hit the 4-6's ranch. But that's got fuck, what is that goddamn actor's name?
Oh, wow. The Brewsters are moving to Fort Bliss this summer, probably.
Brewster.
I just got a message from Jill Brewster. Her husband is a Black Hawk pilot. They're in Hawaii right now.
Kevin Costner.
We hung out with them at,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So she just messaged me. She's like, I just noticed you're on a Fort Bliss Facebook page. She recently joined. Are we both probably moving there?
But yeah, Kevin Costner, they just basically run a ranch. There's a lot of guns and cowboy action and shooting people and shit because, you know, you get corporate fuckers and stock managers and lawyers and shit trying to take their land away from them, and then you deal with like Native Americans and, you know, a bunch of, it's kind of like neo-western cowboy shit.
Westworld?
It's different. It's not science fiction like Westworld is.
What is it on?
Well, if you're catching up on seasons, you've got to use Peacock. If you're watching the last season, you can either buy it on Amazon or you use the Paramount network, so then you have to have some kind of network provider.
No.
We have Paramount.
Do we?
Yeah.
Is it Paramount Plus?
Hey, Gandalf, how are you? Welcome.
You're not going to get it on Paramount Plus. It's on Paramount Network, and that means you have to, like, if you have like Spectrum internet and cable here, use your Spectrum cable provider, whatever, to log into the network. It's fucking stupid. I ended up paying for the 4th season on Amazon, but the first 3 I paid $10. Well, actually, I had to pay shit for because I just used the 7-day free trial.
It's been pretty good. I have been not partaking in the wine tonight. I'm on duty, so.
Me and Chrissy May like polished off a bottle. We didn't even read the fucking thing.
No, we didn't. We just drank it. We just.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I read it.
He read it well.
You were out smoking.
I wasn't even listening.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you went out smoking, and then it went from like 2 solid hours of talking to silence, and I was like, well, I guess I'll read the bottle.
Yeah, we did a lot of talking, Gandalf. I wouldn't say it was our most exciting night. I wouldn't say it was our
Well, I mean,
most
it's not like we've had anybody to tell us about our
Yeah.
technology shit going on.
That's weird.
I don't know.
You did just turn it back on, too. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
watching a movie? But no, it's been going pretty good.
We did a lot of talking about things that probably very few people related to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like
okay.
we were just kind of like venting together.
I'm assuming you're referring to me.
He's got a little oozing going.
Yeah, so I got like a little, I don't know if I scratched in the middle of the night or some shit. So brand new scab if you want. I get
think-
hung up on shit.
Here, let's.
What? What's going on?
Yeah, I think it's wobbling on his shirt, so it's.
Jeez.
Just put it around your collar.
Jeez, Devin Bacon. Get it together.
I ain't that drunk.
Cracking me up.
It'll work. Check.
Don't hit it.
Well, I'm seeing if
It's
it'll-
like
I'm
not
trying to
on.
see if it'll
Here.
slack. Oh.
Hand me your pack.
So I got 2 bars.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, let's see how
Maybe
many
this
bars
one's
mine
going out
has.
now too.
2 bars. What? I just got 2 bars.
No, you're fine. Yeah, well, I'm listening to it right now. My AirPods.
Hers isn't broadcasting?
Yeah, it's
Well, you haven't been listening?
weird. No, I listened to it at the beginning, and I was really quiet, and you guys were loud. Now I'm loud, and you guys are quiet.
Of course you're loud, because you want to be the star.
That's.
Huh.
I literally did nothing.
Whatever.
Well, now you're back loud again.
Check.
So excited to have a friend at...
But yours is
Bliss.
not broadcasting.
Oh, you can't pick me up at all?
Try changing your channel.
Me?
No, Devin. You just tap it.
535.2.
Mine's 535. Quiet.
What does that mean? Five, 3, 6.
No, 5368, 537.6. Check. Yo. Or
Okay, now you're loud. Now you say something, honey.
Hello. Hello.
you got the bar, it's hitting the yellow.
Okay, I think we're all good now.
Maybe it's just my voice is fucked up and I'm quiet.
No,
I mean, maybe your voice is fucked up.
earlier. No, because earlier I was super quiet and you guys were both loud, so I think we just had our channels mixed up.
A little too close to each other.
Oh, we're twins. You cannot separate us. What?
Yeah, he's saying your voice is fucked up, but it's not related.
No, fair
My
enough.
voice is fucked up?
So back to talking about the healing and stuff. I don't know if you can really, like,
What?
well, I did put it. What?
Yeah, he's gonna be here
Yeah, he's coming
January
soon.
3rd to the 6th.
Yeah. So you can't get... I mean...
Damn
you guys,
it!
You guys...
The 3rd to the 6th, I have to go to fucking, 1st to the 8th. They're here from the... I have to go to my UNC appointment on the 4th. And it takes 2 hours to drive up there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, it's only
You'll be okay.
5 hours or 6 hours in my
Yeah,
life.
it's okay. You'll be okay.
Will you be back
You'll
by
be
the
back.
6th?
You'll be back. I go to UNC all the time in the day.
Okay. Alright, fuck it. So it's not gonna...
It's not going to affect anything.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is the 6th a Friday?
If you want me to drive you, I will.
No, I can drive myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need the driving therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming in to Charlotte 1st to the 3rd, then he's coming here 3rd to the 6th, and then he's going down to Wilmington 6th to the 8th.
Wow. Cool beans.
6th is Thursday. Oh, okay.
Cool beans.
That's dope. And then I also
Hey.
have work during
Hey.
then too.
Yeah.
I do too. But
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. It's me stuck with me.
Fuck yeah. That's dope. Meet the man in person then finally.
Yeah.
yeah, we can do Halo Infinite co-op split screen. Like old school.
What,
Yeah.
he's teaching mathematics?
Bad manners.
Oh.
Hang out with the girls.
Yeah. I mean, Gitchegumi doesn't need much teaching in that realm.
GoldenEye?
That's old school.
Do I need glasses right now?
No,
Like, what the hell?
He's referring to video games.
Yeah.
If you do that, it's gonna sound really bad.
What the hell? Okay, it said I paid Braden. Yep. Okay. Okay, come back.
Did he still not get the money?
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, okay.
He got it on Venmo.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Whoop. Sent my son some money.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I can't do anything about it. You're
Hit.
just gonna have to deal with it.
Hit.
Beatron.
What?
I mean, they're Chinese, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're going out.
I mean, seriously.
They were cheap. Like all 5 of them cost me like $150. So we've already got one of them that died.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
Yeah. So they're just gonna. Maybe we'll have to go back to having a single.
Maybe we just need to have the mics again. I don't know.
Yeah, the table mics. That's a possibility. I mean, that worked. It just every time. Because intern Ryan likes to slam his drink down on the tables. The Shure mics.
Yeah, where we had the 2 that shared.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did have that.
We did have
yeah.
that, and it worked just fine.
Yeah.
You're just kind of anal retentive about things.
Yeah, knockoff Shure mics. Yeah, they worked. It's just I like having the freedom to walk around, like get up, because you know, somebody's got to go make the coffee cool down.
It's not a perfect world, okay? You gotcha?
Well, I get it, but we have one. We have a Yeti. I have so many microphones in this house. We're not short on microphones.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What the heck?
I have an AT2020. I have a 440 Pure. I have a 875R. I have the lapel mics. I have the microphones that you sent me. We got plenty of microphones. I could probably set up the AT2020. Go back to old school single mic setup.
Stuart called my bangs a fringe.
Yeah?
Yeah. I haven't heard that since cosmetology school.
Okay.
Pierre, you little crazy man.
Maybe.
He's a freaking...
Maybe he's in the know when it comes to clothing.
I'm so excited that we might have some friends when... I'm like, I already have some friends from like JBLM there at Bliss. But then if we go to Bliss and then we'll have some friends from Hawaii there, like that's cool. What?
Yeah.
Her husband's a 4, but...
Oh, that's okay.
It's alright. He's good friends with Raffo.
Oh, is he?
They're on their way to Raffo's right now.
Ah, okay. Is Raffo at Bliss? Or no, they're still in Hawaii.
They're in Hawaii right now, but they just got orders to Bliss.
I got you. They got orders already?
Yeah, they know they're going to Bliss.
Oh, wow. Yeah, my mic's cutting out now.
But we don't know shit because my EFMP.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't know until it gets updated, whenever that is.
I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna start yelling at people.
I mean, you can.
Yeah?
It's not going to do anything.
What do you mean it's not gonna do anything? You really think it won't?
No, it won't.
I'm gonna start threatening people. They need to start doing shit.
I mean, tell that to a contract civilian. You're not going to get far.
Yeah, I'm gonna threaten their jobs.
They're not. I'm
Check.
telling you, they're not gonna care.
Check.
I mean, you can go in there and yell and scream, but they're just gonna wait till you leave, and they're gonna go on about their business.
Yeah, well, we can take their names and I'm gonna like blow it up.
But then back to what he was saying about the healing thing, because I interrupted myself like 3 times.
Yeah.
So this is what my stomach looks like. You
So
kinda-
this right here is kind of new,
But
everything else has been kind of pretty much healing like normal. This line right here is like the crease line. I've gotten that on my own stuff.
and then I got pock marks and stuff,
He's got stuff on his shoulder.
and then stuff like up under the belly and whatnot.
He's got stuff on this hand too.
Back of these 2 fingers. Back of
Stuff on his
these
chin.
fingers. Yeah, this. Of course, this it all went up like my cheek and whatnot. The face. They say the face grows the fastest.
But
so-
I feel like I had a dog bite, and like it's not like a burn, but like my dog bite over the years has continually just sloughed itself.
That, and I got my hitchhiker's thumb back.
Yeah.
Because before it was like I could only do this. Now I can do.
Are you like me?
Oh, now you can see it across my. Yeah,
No.
hitchhiker's thumb.
I used to be better.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I suck now.
my thumb was at first was like this shit.
It used to be like way back. Now I suck. I don't know what happened. Do you think I have arthritis?
Yeah,
I'm just old.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm 43.
That's not that old.
I smiled in a picture tonight and I had like a bunch of wrinkles under it.
No, did you? See, I don't even have those yet. My brother has a crow's feet now, and he's
Yeah, but you look pretty young.
31. Yeah, I look pretty young for my age. My hand's really about the only thing that really give it away anymore. Yeah, my hand.
You and I are the same.
Yep. No, healing's going pretty good. Kind of getting to that itchy stage. Like I have the burn cream, the cream or whatever that I put on it all the time and whatnot, but
Do you need some here? We got some.
no, this shit's like the thick ass.
He got some for like something he's got going on. It's real thick.
But
You don't ever use it though. He's like non-compliant.
With what? Oh, I don't need it right now.
Yeah, I have like a fucking like tub of this shit. Like it's fine.
I use it when I need it.
It's by the television. He puts by the television. It's so freaking weird.
Right, wound up. It's
Yeah, but no, I mean my shit's it's fine, but yeah, no, it's not too bad. I've got like a compression fitting that I gotta put on it and stuff during the day, which I said fuck that shit today because it's annoying. But it's not too bad. It's convalescent leave is fucking killing me right now. I'm ready to get
You
back
should
to work.
text me sometime and we can go do fun stuff.
You know, I didn't even think about that because I'm so not used to being at home during the workday. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. We can go whoop it up.
Fuck yeah. Is that what Stephen Perez is now? Is Dr. P?
Dr. P. Hey, Steve Perez. Okay, almost 5.
Good job,
It's like
buddy.
4.5.
That's good. It's more than I walked. Long ass fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, I probably walked to the mailbox and back, and that'd be it.
Yeah, I was at like 400 or 500 step count while I've been at home instead of like the 6,000 or more I do whenever I'm at work. Yeah, big difference.
Oops.
Dog is already laying down. Shoveled for about 45 feet. Shoveled what? What did you shovel?
Probably
Snow.
Snow.
What?
He's in Minnesota.
Oh, Oh, I thought that was Stephen Perez. Well, I can't see this far away. It's
Got
purple.
12 inches so far.
Why don't you change the color?
I can't. I don't have that control. He's changes his color.
Oh, thanks, Gandalf.
No, that's Steve.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Yeah, Gandalf is purple.
That's why
Steve's back to the blue.
you
'cause
can
he's
look
on
right here.
Twitch.
Oh, thanks, Steven. Steven's tired. Gandalf is shoveling snow. You guys are all purple and I can't read it. I got an astigmatism, you know. So we got this like big old barista thing, this big old espresso machine now.
That's what he was telling me.
Hey, are you making coffees on that thing, Gitch?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Gandalf, you're a grape flavor?
Grape, Gandalf to grape, yeah.
Is that what your girlfriend says about you? Oh,
Oh.
that's pineapple.
Heyo.
I don't get it.
Oh.
When I'm
I'll go for
older,
it.
I'm pretty old,
Americano.
Gandalf.
Matacano.
Yum.
You get some chugars.
Okay, okay.
Fuck, we can ask on screen. Yeah.
There's a rumor in high school that if you eat pineapple, your tongue tastes like pineapple.
What about if you eat vegetables?
Asparagus tastes like asparagus.
Oh, your stream topic is satisfactory, not just chatting.
I changed it to just chatting.
Interesting.
Oh, this is for you. Americano.
Muchas gracias, senor.
Can you make it fit in my... Did you ever bring my mug in from outside, or is it still sitting
It's
in the
still
trunk?
sitting out there.
What the hell?
Oh, this needs some sugar.
Hold on a second.
I'm pretty sure the lipstick that was on it would add some sweetness, but
That was coffee grounds.
sure.
No, it was me.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think coffee ground pink.
No, I did it on.
Ooh, let's add some toffee.
I did it on Restream, so it just might not have worked. Oh well.
Do we want to do stroopwafels?
Sure. It could have been why we didn't have a lot of people on Twitch. Well, we did have a few people on YouTube. So. Works for me. It's updated. Alright.
I'm gonna put yours on.
We gotta get a ground can. Look out, kittens. Coming through. Look out, kittens. What kind of drink do you want?
I'm gonna try a cappuccino this time. I've never had a cappuccino.
Is cappuccino? Yes, it does have milk.
Cookie in there?
A stroopwafel. waffle.
Yeah. Did you just?
I gotta get some milk out of the thing.
Oh.
Milk. We got a fancy coffee maker here now, everybody.
Yeah, I ordered it for a surprise for Christmas for him, but it came way early.
It's her payback for getting the garden right away.
I mean, literally, I spent more than the garden.
I don't think so.
Wait until you get the rest of your Christmas.
Well, okay. I mean, it wasn't really a competition, but...
Like, when you make an alcohol, like, whatever the heck that's called. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I got you. Hell yeah.
Alright, block you, Sandra Perry.
Who's Sandra Perry?
It's one of those weird
Bot thing.
bot
again.
things.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh man, my friends back in Minnesota went huge overboard on lights.
That's pretty dope.
Right? My friends back in Stillwater, back in our hometown, like, went major on lights. Like, their whole house is freaking like, "Mwah!"
Some of the things I actually do miss about like we do every year, because like my dad was like the Grinch and shit. He didn't want to put Christmas lights on the house. So me and my mom, my siblings and stuff used to like just drive around to different parts of the town or whatnot, or go
Look at lights.
and just go look at lights.
Yeah, we used to do that growing up too.
Oh, I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I don't have Messenger.
So you just gotta text them.
Yeah, Chrissy May's got my phone number or whatever, so y'all do like a Satisfactory stream or get on and just, or you're not even streaming, you're just playing or whatever.
I'll send you his phone number.
Yeah, just text me. Of course, whenever I finally hopped in the truck and started driving this direction, I was in the middle of just doing like a whole like
Okay.
reconfiguration of my setup.
I apparently have a Devin, but I don't know who the hell that is.
Oh, he's about to hop into the game now.
Such a great...
What the heck? You're already starting? I sent it to Gitch.
Alright, cool. After I finish this cup though, I'm gonna go.
You gotta go. You gotta go to sleep.
Well, you know, I was redoing my whole computer setup and everything because it was just
That's a
feeling.
cute picture, right?
Yeah. I was getting tired of it being in the living room. Crowded.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually moving it back into the master bedroom.
Oh.
I got the table put
Do
in
you
there.
not sleep in the master bedroom?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
There's just a whole blank spot on like just like one side of the room because it's where my computer was when I had a roommate. But then I decided, I was like, well,
Do you like not having a roommate, or do
no,
you,
I fucking hate it.
you like having somebody there?
Like I want somebody there I don't have to talk to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's just
That's what I like.
I feel calmer knowing somebody else is in the room and then also paying half.
That's
the fucking-
crazy.
Paying half the rent, but yeah,
Get nerf.
but you stay in your side of the half, I'll stay in my side of the half, and the only argument we ever have to have is just agreeing on what the thermostat's got to be set to. And once we get past that fucking hurdle, as long as you keep paying your half the bills and I pay my, like I don't need to talk to that person, you know. Just clean up after yourself. Don't make pests, you know. Don't leave open food or dishes and shit in your room and whatnot. Other than that, like
I wish we had like a huge house and we could all live together. That'd be awesome.
I will say this much. If I'm friends with that person, I don't want to live with them. If they're my family, I don't want to live with them. Because you're in such close proximity and stuff, it adds like a stress to the dynamic, right? Because you enjoy your friend's company because there's time in between, right? You have time to go and live your life and do things and, you know, get through the boring parts of life by yourself. Therefore, when you come together, you have shit to talk about. Whereas if I lived with y'all, like, we get along great, you know, whenever I come over to do the show or we do dinner every once in a while, but we live two different lifestyles, right? So either my lifestyle will be either obnoxious or a burden on y'all, or y'all's lifestyle or living situation would be a burden on, you know what I mean? Like filling out that dynamic and stuff like that. Because one, if I were to ever get a girlfriend, well, not that I personally mind Georgia being around, I think she's awesome, but if I were to have a significant other,
We'll get you a stroopwafel.
you know, have any interest, whatever, it'd be a little bit of a strange dynamic and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what your girlfriend's going to be like when you get one.
Yeah, me too. Jury's still out on that one.
Thanks, son.
Yep.
So do I just break it and put it in?
No, you let it warm up over the hot coffee,
Oh, okay.
and then you do whatever you want to do with it after that.
I just straight up bit mine in half and put that shit all the way in.
I usually do.
Well, mine doesn't go in.
I didn't think mine was gonna like, I thought it was gonna like half hang in there. And then
I like that this thing has a frother on it.
say?
says
He says he's got a 6-bedroom house. Y'all move in.
Oh, okay. Moving in with Gandalf.
I'm gonna do the half and half.
Gandalf, I'm just going to stay in my room. Because I'm a hermit.
And then also the other thing is say like, if you have roommates and you all move into the same place together, therefore
23-6.
your you know, your things, right, will take up your portion of the place that you're living in. Versus if you've already established yourself in a place like this house, and then I come in afterwards. Now I'm having to hunt.
Oh,
and
you're
peck
like
it.
in our house instead of your house. And-
Correct. It's not a home that we share.
Right.
It's your house, and I'm a guest. You know, and so
Yeah, we'd have to get a house together.
yeah, that's. We'd have to be able to edge out our own, you know, our territory. It's like, hey, this is my space. This is my space. Yes, this is predominantly all walls. You know, because then it would just feel like I'm hunting and pecking around in somebody else's shit, so it'd make me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And then also feel like, well, I'm paying X amount for whatever rent, but is it really how much of the space is mine that I'm paying? You know what I mean? Like it'd be kind of a fucked up dynamic, and that's not something you want to put on your friends. I'd feel like I'm putting y'all out because y'all feel obligated to do certain things or just for me, and the same thing in return. You know, just the dynamic is. Plus, it's a little bit different whenever, like if we were all single, it'd just be like, fuck it, we can just hash it out. You know, no big deal. But y'all have established a family setting here, so you know it's. Not that I don't mind playing uncle, but
Yeah, Georgia said she's going to start calling you Uncle Devin.
I'm fine with that. I'm actually surprised. I thought when she got my phone number last time I was here or whatever, I was expecting random 11-year-old text message spam, but she's actually...
She broke her screen on her phone.
Oh, did she? Well, I was a little bit worried about that, but I was prepared. Like, I thought about it beforehand, going like, okay, decided where I was gonna draw the line on like what topics are appropriate. You know what I mean? Because as an uncle, I feel like, you know, she should feel comfortable telling me certain, you know, asking advice or whatever. But also the same fact that I'm not her actual family, the dynamic's a little bit different. And she's 11 and I'm 34. You know what I mean? You gotta be. It's tricky. So, but.
Yeah, she was pretty excited that you were coming tonight. She's like, oh, I'm going to start calling Uncle Devin because Mr. Devin doesn't seem right.
No, she's a cool kid. I mean, I think she's pretty funny, and she, you know,
She's very funny.
she's pretty cool. Like,
She's a great kid when she's
I
not
love-
being a brat.
I mean, well, but the thing is like even my fucking 5, 6, 7-year-old nephews, they're little fucking shitheads too, right? But when they're acting like shitheads, I know that I have the freedom to get onto them and reprimand them, and because I know I know what that parenting dynamic is already set in place by their parents.
Yeah.
So I kind of know my left and right limits. It's not that I don't have like a gist of what y'all's parenting style is like, but because we didn't grow up with one another like I did with my siblings and stuff, I don't like those left and right limits are a little quite a bit different.
I'm pretty strict.
And the other thing is I don't know the full extent of her
Trauma.
Her history, yeah.
her history, which I think is a critical thing with parenting her, you know what I mean? And it's not that I don't have interest in those things, because it's like, I care about Georgia, but to me...
Gitchegumi?
Sorry. Gitchegumi. The tricky part is like, what burden does that put on me? What burden does it put on y'all? What burden does it put on her? Because now you've changed the dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to change that dynamic because of that could, she'll have to adjust. So, and I also don't, an uncle's kind of like a quasi-parent / friend. And I don't know how she would react to that, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to betray her trust, if she feels like she needs to confide in me on something.
Right.
But I'm all like, sorry, kiddo, but that's some serious ass shit, and I'm going straight to your parents, you know what I mean? It can be like a fucked up thing. She could feel betrayed, and I don't. And then here I am, like somebody on the outside talking to an 11-year-old girl about some serious shit. Now it gets all fucked up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah, I get it.
I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. She gets her phone fixed and she throws me a message or whatever, as long as it's appropriate. I think it's fucking awesome. Like, she's
probably gonna send you a picture of some sort of like avatar from anime or some
Look,
shit.
if she wants to talk cartoons, TV shows she's watched, video games, computers, like just different like interests, hobbies, what the say like the future as far as like career wise or interest, those things, but we start getting into like relationship stuff or family stuff or whatever, like I've already had a conversation with myself that I'm gonna have to redirect that energy back towards y'all in a way that she doesn't feel offended, and then in a way that she'll understand, because a 10 or 11-year-old doesn't necessarily know all the dynamic of talking to a 34-year-old, you know what I mean? That maturity, and how that could possibly get her in a fucked up situation or put that 34-year-old in a fucking situation.
Right.
No, if she was ever in a situation where she was scared and needed somebody to come rescue her out of like a situation, like she's like, we live close to one another, like in the same duty station, and she was like 16 or 17, and doing the partying thing, like a lot of 16, 17-year-olds, like oh yeah, fuck yeah, call me, I will come pick you up, rescue you from whatever situation you're trying to escape, and take you back home. Like if you're kind of scared that your parents are, you can't get all of your parents or something. I do the same shit for my nephews. Be like, hey, we'll have the discussion later, but at least you're home safe. At least you called somebody you trust. That to me is like kind of like the uncle role, But
Yep.
I've also not had I haven't had nieces. I've only got nephews, so it's another different thing.
I don't know what I sent Philly, but he wants to buy Old Hickory right now.
Old Hickory? What is that?
I don't know, like the food? Old Hickory, like the sausage?
Oh,
maybe?
the sausage? I love those. I love a good sausage.
Stupid.
Seriously? Seriously?
I'm gonna recycle my can into the ocean.
Oh, okay. Okie dokie.
Because that's where everybody should put their... Oh. That's some good ass coffee.
Yeah, it is.
I did the latte.
And then
Yeah,
I
it's
ordered,
Kicking Horse. Yeah.
Oh,
Let me-
is it
let
the
me-
stuff?
Let me
Okay.
ask you, does this ring a bell, the name Kicking Horse Coffee?
No.
How about if I did this?
Okay, do it. Do it.
Oh, it's over. Hold on. Don't play yet. What are you doing? What is this?
It's your commercial, you crazy.
I know, but it's not playing on the stream.
Sustainably sourced protein
Okay. I gotta do this.
Is that your voice on it?
Mm-hmm. This is my voiceover demo.
Oh, well, then that's why it doesn't sound familiar. Because I don't think we played this for me.
No?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, I think.
But you know what? It was actually pretty decent. It sounded like a normal commercial.
So. It's still not playing. We'll pause the
Was it supposed to be like a video?
stream beats. No, it's just not playing on stream.
Oh.
Maybe if I go here and then here. Did that get it? This is the window that I'm.
Start planning your retirement today.
No. Come on.
Well, I'm down to one bar.
Oh.
Give me a second.
So would you do like a fake advertisement for the coffee?
Capture foreground window with hotkey. Yeah, okay.
Did you already drink all your coffee?
Uh-huh.
How do you do that so
This is
fast?
the foreground window. And then we're going to hit the hotkey. And now it should play. No, it does not. So what we'll do is we will add application output capture. We'll just leave it normal. Specific window. And then it's going to be
Hey, look at me.
groove music. Okay. So it should be up there.
Everything in life starts with a plan. From the streets we walk on to the cars we drive. Start planning your retirement today with Morgan Stanley. If you want your pup to have more energy, a shinier coat, and less allergies, give Wild Earth dog food a try. Sustainably sourced, protein-packed, meat-free
That
dog
actually
food.
sound pretty good.
Good for your pup and the planet. Spending long periods of time with Mother Nature is something special, unexplainable. You need great gear to survive in the wilderness. Survive longer with Sierra. Go further and tow more with the
asleep.
all-new 2021 Nissan Titan. A cup of coffee is the
What?
best way
Wait,
to
what?
start your day. Knowing the coffee came from farmers who benefit directly from your purchase makes it that much better. Kicking Horse Coffee. Fair trade, organic, delicious coffee. Miles, kilometers,
Yeah.
steps. No matter how you track
So you
the
just pick
distance,
one of these, or
never
just they,
forget
like
how
request
far
No,
it?
this is the demo. I had my
run it
coach.
with Under Armour.
My coach has a copywriter as part of his team.
Uh-huh.
So when he does his demo, he actually writes legit commercials for your demo.
Oh, okay, that's dope. Well,
I didn't realize that Kicking Horse Coffee was a real brand, though. Like, everything else was a real brand, and I was like, oh, I guess they just came up with some random coffee thing. That's cool. But then I saw this stuff at the grocery store, and I I advertised myself. It's like, hey, that's the one I did my demo on. So I bought it. It's actually really good coffee.
Yeah, I like it.
It's expensive. It's like twice the price of the 8 o'clock stuff.
No. Well, I'm about to lose juice here.
All right, well, I
Hold
guess.
on, I want to take a picture of your scars. Hold on, let me turn this around. All right, show me your stomach. Boom. Okay.
You gotta share the nudes.
Yeah. All right.
Is your car on and the door closed? I hope not.
What?
That's what Gandalf asked.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you how I got these scars?
.jpg.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to sign off
What?
for Wine with the Wife. Well, Devin's gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dip out.
So with that, thank you everybody for coming around. We really appreciate it. We love the support. If you like, absolutely, Gandalf. If you like this kind of conduct,
We can't do this
yeah.
exit.
If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, whatever platform you're on. Do the things. Hit the bell so you know when we go live. And until next time, pour on.
Pour on, friends.
Later.